Hi there, my name is FixFox, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. Today, we're going to be playing a Necro game. FixFox, wasn't Halloween yesterday? Absolutely it was, but there's no time like the present to get into one of these nice factions. There's no sense in waiting to try and get a huge skeleton snowball. Except, of course, that's the way it worked in Heroes 2 and Heroes 3. Now, Necro's got some really cool tools up their sleeve. They got some new twists, and Necromancy affects all the units. So I'm very excited to raise not just a Skelly snowball snack, but also a huge stack of all these other enemies. With chats filling up with wonderful people, we got Win, we got Frodo the Blind. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all here. So let's just dive right in to this playthrough. We're going to go back in time. We're going to go back to this fair and square playthrough. This is the large 4-player map. We got absolutely smoked on this as we played the dungeon, which is all the more reason for me to come back. Now, a few things that are worth noting. I think that each template has some specific rules that are not very clearly delineated. So Arena, we know what that is. Classic, we know what that is. Single hero mode, okay, we know what that is. But no additional restrictions. Faction, pick and ban. Fair and square, though, I think that you only have as many heroes as the number of cities you control. Okay, all right. But I think you also only get a certain amount of faction law points depending on this template. Like, I don't think you can get more than one per day. That's kind of what we discovered in the previous one. If that was bugged and that's the reason why that happened, okay, so be it. But I'm excited to come back here and hopefully figure out what's the difference between Shamrock, Jeebus Cross, Crossroads, what other in-game rules are there. I'm excited to find out. Vammy's in the chat. Hey, Vammy, nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And Roman as well. Nice to see everybody here. Man, as I've said before, a lot of great people to disappoint today. Okay, we're going to go for the Necropolis. I've never read this before, but worth noting, it says, ruled by necromancers and vampires. Shadow spires undead, rise after each battle, and often sap strength from their foes with every strength, which is actually a really good indication of what they do. I mean, sapping strength, that's what the whites do. The Bargheists, the upgraded undead pets that like rend bones, yeah, they do a little bit of that. Yeah, liches, sanguine, pestilent, okay. Yeah, so sapping strength, that's a pretty good understanding what the Necropolis faction does. We have a choice between all these wonderful heroes. I'm just gonna put this on random. It's not that I don't care, it's that I think it's best if I just play whatever hand is dealt to me. In this case, it's gonna be Shadespinner Oona. She is going to be the specialist for Nightshade magic, so that's actually kind of nifty. So if we look at her, she starts off with the basic necromancy, basic Nightshade magic. She does start off with the sleep spell. As soon as we get into the game, we're gonna try and figure out what it takes to get that first level mage guild, and we're going to try and figure out what spells we want to get as soon as possible, because I think that every faction is going to play a little bit differently as far as what spells you really want to get. Because you have the mechanic in Olden Era where you can pick and choose, you can pay a price to get certain spells, I think that this is actually going to be pretty important to really understand which spells are best for which factions. I think that there is going to be a pretty clear meta that's going to come up over time. But anyway, regardless, as I say, sleep spell, Shadespinner Oona, pretty good hero. I like this. In darkness, all truths are laid bare. Desires, souls. She sees them. She weaves them. Here on apocalyptic difficulty, folks, let's just dive right in. Hopefully everybody had a really nice Halloween. It's nice to be here on a Saturday, taking it easy, chilling with all of you. Hopefully everybody had a good work week. I know that that can be a big determining factor in how your weekend goes. If your week for work was pretty bad and you need the time to rest and recover, then maybe this is the best thing we can do. Let me do the thinking and let's just have a nice time, and let me know where you see an opportunity that I can improve. At this point with Olden Era, I'm still definitely taking a learner's approach. I could pretend like I know more than I know, but I think it's better that we just dive in and just say, okay, here's where we're at, here's what we know, and here's what we don't know. This is kind of interesting, folks. Look at the adventure map. This is a large map. We do know that we have these two castles, 1 and 2. But here's my issue, is that it looks like we're very much in the center of the map. Like we're not tucked away in some little corner. I'm a little bit intrigued by that. In the previous playthrough, we were a bit more tucked away in the corner. I don't know what to expect here with this. But Shadespinner Oona, 22 skeletons, 14 of the whites, and 9 of the undead pets. 1 attack, 0 defense, 2 spell power, 4 knowledge. So for that sleep spell that she casts, it's a good thing we got those extra spell points, because I feel like we're going to be using those an awful lot, especially here on apocalyptic difficulty. That means that the monsters are very, very tough. That means that we have an awful long way to go. We do have our skeletons from our temple. We got our whites from our mound. Let's see, what else do we want? I feel like this, folks. In the previous playthrough, we realized that we need to go straight for the bank as opposed to getting Eternal Visage 3 because the law points don't matter that much. If you know, this is 1,000 gold per day, 1,500, 2K. Really, by upgrading the Eternal Visage, you get more law points. And again, I think in this mode, law points only accrue at a certain fixed rate. Not really a fixed rate, but you can't go more than one. So going into the bank, going into the treasury, that's actually going to be much more valuable to us, I do believe. So we're probably going to ignore this Eternal Visage 3. And I think that I've identified that for the Necromancy faction, you really want to start off with this Crypts and Graves number 2. This is going to allow you to upgrade your skeletons into skeleton warriors and or skeleton archers. This is just too good because even on apocalyptic difficulty, we're going to have 1,500 gold remaining. And then we can turn this whole stack of skeletons into skeleton archers. And the ranged damage is just that good. I'll purchase all these folks. And then, I don't know, should I split off single stacks so I can generate focus points? That feels like a good idea to me. We only have 30 gold left. We're going to have to forego the whites for now. Let's just go and have a good time and just see what we can find on this adventure map. Crazy FX1's in the chat. Good evening, sir. Today I watched the Bad to the Bone playthrough on YouTube, and I wondered if you ever finished it. Did I ever finish it? No, I never did. Haven't finished it yet. There's like one more hero. There's one big, bad, evil hero to finish off. We ought to finish that off sooner rather than later. Thank you for asking, because yeah, I haven't done it yet. We're not going to finish off. What was the other playthrough? Clouds of Zine in Heroes 2. We're not going to finish off Clouds of Zine. The reason is because at this point, there's just the evil enemy on the island in the center. And to me right now, that just doesn't intrigue me. It's going to take, I could literally hit end turn 50 times and just win the game through sheer additional forces. There's no threat there. There's no concern there. With Bad to the Bone, there is still some major concern. I think that there is still definitely some concern there, and there's going to be an interesting playthrough, but it's kind of similar to me. I feel like we got it pretty well wrapped up. It's just going to take like another hour or two in order to win that scenario. Crazy FX, thanks for the subscription with Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. Folks, okay. Ore, good. Wood, good. Connecting your two castles via this road, very good. So I'm gonna ignore this major crazy battle with these wraiths. They're guarding a bones exchange, which I kind of wish I had. I like this shoddy shield for the +2 defense. I like the Pandora's box. Like, this is a really good opportunity when we have a lot of forces later. Right now, this is so far and away an impossible victory. It's just not gonna happen. Undead pets, I'd love to pick up this ore mine. I don't think that that's gonna happen anytime soon. If we pick up this gold here and this gold here, though, I think that we can get a new hero on this day. It's 500 gold. We're up to 19K. There's gonna be another 1,000. We're up to 2,900. Let's purchase another hero in our other castle. And folks, it's gonna be Marl. Thank goodness for Marl. I'm definitely happy to see this ugly brute. One of my favorite guys starts off with the the Masterful Web spell. And with the Masterful Web spell, it will slow down the entire enemy force before they can even get to you. That's one of my favorite things actually in this game. Like, truly it is. So is he better than Shadespinner Oona? I think that since we rolled Shadespinner Oona, we're going to kind of make her our main hero, but we're going to try and use two heroes as effectively as we can. Does that mean that we're going to take the experience? Psh, heck no. Apocalyptic difficulty, we've already got some major issues we're dealing with. We're trying to find resources. We're trying to get whatever we can in order just to survive at this point. If we're this close, tell you what, let's stop in, let's purchase these forces, send them on in. We're not going to get the Crypts and Graves too. I'm just going to plan on transporting troops from point A to point B for the time being. Then we will go from there. Bammy says, the day was coincidental, but I spent Halloween night with a very lovely person. Do tell. Do tell. Unless you don't want to tell. Usually when I bring up something like that, I want to tell people what's going on. But I would understand if you were like, no, FixFox. Privacy, please. Hopefully it was a wonderful, lovely Halloween for you then. That's what we hope for. That's what we hope for. Goblin Cash, once per game, grants a random small reward. I've seen this give like 2 of each resource. And if you get 2 of each resource, that actually gets you level 2 Mage Guild. I don't want that. I don't want that. We're gonna go out of our way here. Still looking for a Sawmill though. Oh, there's the Sawmill. The undead pets. Ah, it's so much. It's so difficult to deal with. Shadespinner Oona, let's have her continue on up the road. There you go. 4 gems, 4 of the mercury, 4 of the crystal. This crow's nest actually was a big boon to us. Magic Garden, let's see if that'll do the same. 1,000 gold, we will take it. 5 more gems. I really like this pile of books. Skeleton warriors and the whites. That's just way too much. Whites are really not a bad unit. They're really not. In fact, I would say at this point, knowing that we have so many few factions, we don't have a lot of factions, whites as a tier 2 unit are actually exceptional. They're definitely in the top half as far as best tier 2 units, I would say. I don't think there's any question for me about that. But at this point, we've got 2 heroes. We can only have 2 heroes. 1 castle here, 1 castle here, 1 hero here, 1 hero here. We're gonna come on up. We'll combine forces. We'll see if in this first week we make a lot of splashes. We will see if we do a lot to actually fight the enemies, or if we will end up taking it really easy and just staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. We are gonna want this Eternal Visage too. We're 1 wood short. At this time, I think, folks, there's nothing to do but just hit end turn, and we will see if we are to get 1 faction law point based off these 2 castles, then we're probably going to end up going for this resource riches as soon as possible. That's going to be the plan. Win says, the ghosts of Jadame just don't hit the same as the Heroes 2 ghosts. You're completely correct. In every which way. Like, the Heroes 2 ghosts are not only scary and good, but they're also exceptionally powerful in a way that these whites they're good, but they're just not that good. They're not that good. How about that? We will take the gold. We're going to continue to take the gold. There might be a point here where you could say, Fixfox, it's actually better for you not to take this many ghosts. And I don't know at this point, or rather this much experience. Maybe I should take the experience over the gold at this point. I don't know, but we do have this pile of books. There is a free learning stone here for Marl. He's going to pick up the choice between necromancy, insight, or basic offense. Let's see. Let's see. Kind of like insight a little bit. Other people say it's trash. I kind of like it still, just because, especially for like a secondary hero, you're not going to get as much experience maybe, and this can keep you on par with your primary hero. If we're going to have 2 heroes, right? If we're going to run with 2 heroes, basic insight makes a lot of sense. Basic offense, though, always feels pretty nice with our undead forces. I'm going to go with basic insight, though. I just want to kind of keep up with Shadespinner Oona as much as I can. We see a fancy mask. This is just an unguarded artifact. We're going to want this. This is going to generate 2 focus points at the start of each battle. Do you think that that's a big deal? Holy cow, 2 focus points? This is a common artifact? What? What in tarnation? So you just get 2 free focus points at the very beginning of the fight. That's amazing. Holy cow, you get up to like liches and you can immediately cast rewind death, rewind time. You can do a lot of stuff with this. That's actually not a small artifact. That's a big deal. Tons of resources from these 2 crow's nests. Wow, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. It looks like this says this is a more doable battle than it was before. I'm inclined to agree with that, but you gotta get the wood. There's no other way for it. We're gonna pick up the pile of books for an additional 25 experience over the week. We're going to tell you what, Shadespinner Oona, you got a choice. We can go for the Soul Weaver, we can go for Chronomancer. There's no guarantee that we can get either of these. With logistics, this is always an S tier choice, can't go wrong. Below that, basic summon avatar, that could help us take some of these early game fights we have no business taking. Folks, this is such a tough decision. Do you want to maybe make a splash in this first week, or do you want to take arguably the best secondary skill on the board? Because I am a spellcaster, I am a necromancer instead of a death knight, I'm gonna take the basic summon avatar. Like basic logistics, I think you could totally tell me I'm wrong on this. I feel like I want to actually fight some of these fights because I'm thinking about picking up my Sawmill, I'm thinking about picking up my ore mine. I'm gonna go with the basic summon avatar. Did not think I would do that. I didn't think I would do that. Maybe you did, but I will go with it. We have 50 out of 60 spell points. There's a well right here. Can I interact with it in this direction, or do I have to go this way? I can path that way. Just like a pathing question is always kind of important. And I'd like to get these skeletons upgraded into archers. I think that that'd be most helpful for me. But I'm gonna rely on this newfound spell with this summon avatar. It says that we lose. I anticipate we're gonna lose a lot of forces, but I think that we can pull this into a win. Windoella, I feel logistics isn't as strong in this game. What do you feel? I think it's really strong. I think that the subskills are exceptional. I think that movement points, especially in like a single hero mode, it's really good. And even though this isn't single hero mode, I still think it's still think it's exceptional, personally. Yeah, no, I still think it's top tier. In this case, though, I think that this basic summon avatar is going to be the difference between a win and a loss in this fight. Those are my 2 cents anyway. Dammy says, rewind time, crazy name for an ability compared to other Heroes games, probably lore accurate to the Might and Magic games. Oh, because we're not actually like bringing you back to life. We're not like clawing your soul from some afterlife. We're just rewinding time. We're just trying that again. Hey man, we're just trying that again. That's all that is. Yeah, never thought about that, but I'm good for that. Okay, 3 stacks of the whites, about 100 skeletons. It's about 75, 80 of the whites. Okay. All right, not my favorite thing. Let's kind of go into this defensive position. Let's hope we can use these single stacks of skeleton archers to generate more focus points. Did we not get the artifact? We didn't get the artifact that generates focus points. What am I doing? What am I doing? Fix Fox. Did we not send the heroes to like walk up to each other? I'm disappointed in myself. My goodness. Bearded Man's in the chat. Hello, Bearded Man. Asking on the opinions of necromancy skill for Olden Era. I will let everybody else answer as I fight this fight. And Pixel's in the chat. Hello, everyone. Hello, Pixfox. Nice to see you there, sir. Always a pleasure to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right. All right. I'm going to take all my first shots with the skeleton archers. I will try to use them later to pop up and do some single shot damage in just a moment or two. I'm going to try, rather than deal with these skeleton warriors, I'm going to try and deal with these whites as much as possible. Just as a tier 2 unit, they're still pretty good. Want to avoid some losses. I really feel bad about missing out on that heroic strike. Oh, that one artifact would have actually saved us so much heartache. Ah, so sad. Win says didn't do much but mitigate some losses. Okay, okay. And my brother is a fiend, and he's been playing so much Heroes Might and Magic Olden Era recently, folks. If you don't know my brother, he's a fantastic individual. And he is really trying to get all the intricacies of this game down. And I'm grateful for it, because then he shares things with me. For example, he shared with me that bug where you can equip and unequip the Sigil of Eridor to pick up +1 level every time that you use the intelligence secondary skill, right? The genius unlearned secondary skill. And so my brother is excellent, a fantastic player in and of himself. Wonderful. Love him. It's great. And he's a necromancy player who is trying his very best to abuse the entire system. And so far, I think he's actually doing a pretty good job. You'd have to ask him how he feels about it, but I think that he feels like he has cracked the code for what it takes to be a good necromancer player here in Olden Era. Okay, I'm gonna get my, let's see. He's gonna be able to reach my skeletons. I can't stop that. I don't want to fight though. Oh, I don't want to fight. I don't have any spells, I don't think. I got the sleep spell, I got the basic summon avatar, folks. It might be time just to cast this basic summon avatar. Is it gonna survive the onslaught here? Probably not. These skeletons are gonna come down if we don't move. Let's step right here with the basic summon avatar. They will just be a little bit of a meat shield for now. We're gonna step back. We'll take the damage from these 27 whites in just a moment. Oh, wow, we survived not 1, but 2 fights, or 2 hits. Perfect. That did everything I needed them to do. They did an excellent job. Very happy for that. Yeah, and it was gonna be 8 whites that we lose there, 9 in retaliation. We do have a heroic strike. I could just heroic strike the 2. I think that's a complete and total waste. Let's start working on this big stack of skeletons. Let's see, undead pets. They can step to right here without taking this bit of aggression. Very good. And I'm going to use the single stack to do the melee attack right here, because I want this guy to stay alive as long as possible. So we're going to do the melee attack. That's going to mean that our skeletons can step up without a retaliation. That's very important. Playing around with single stacks, probably the most important skill you can have in Olden Era. And then, oh shoot, I don't know about this. Don't know about this. I don't think I have a choice. I wish that I could trust my 2 other archers to kill 2 whites. I don't think that they can do it. So a little bit sad there, but we will take this. This white is going to step up to here just to prevent skeletons from getting right into my archer stack. So here we go. And that's actually not too bad. Lose half the stack of the whites. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Let's redo this basic summon avatar. We do have the sleep spell, please recall, but we can't actually use it at the moment because the undead are not affected by sleep. Who knew? The undead don't get sleepy? Fixbox, what? You tell me that the undead don't get sleepy? That's crazy talk. Of course they get sleepy. Are they not in their eternal rest? I mean, when you put it that way. We're down to 39 of our skeletons, down to 33 of our skeleton stack. Let's see, the undead pets, I can kill this one full stack without taking the damage here. I think I'm gonna try and do that. We're gonna step up to here. Do we kill the full stack? We do, barely. Nice stuff. And then because these 41 skeleton archers are sitting right here, I think I'm gonna try and step, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna move my whites out of the way. So I'm gonna use the summon here to try and just take out whites where I can. Because they're still a good stack, still a good unit. We're gonna kill 5 to 8 here. Skeleton warriors are not gonna be able to run all the way around. 7 to 20, kill a couple. And we have to wait here. We have to step up. And then once our turn again, we'll step down. This little bit of terrain is gonna help us. And our speed with these whites, I think that these undead warriors, yeah, I don't think that they can actually step up to their 3 speed. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so if I just back off, kill 2 to 3, they're gonna be forced to kill one of these stacks here. Very good. We will take it. Playing around with these single stacks, never a small thing. Never a small thing. I will wait on everybody but the summon. I'm gonna let the summon try and take this first bit of damage here. So we will wait. I will do damage here. They do die on the retaliation. That's okay. That's totally expected. That's acceptable and expected. Down to 29, down to 12. Probably should have stepped up there so that way the whites could also get in on this round. I guess it doesn't matter though. Small potatoes. Folks, we turned the loss into a victory. And so we did lose our entire stack of whites. That feels horrible. We saved many of our skeletons, but not enough, I guess. I don't know if that fight was really worthwhile. If we waited just a little bit longer, maybe we get some additional forces. I feel like in apocalyptic difficulty, you want to start fighting immediately. Like you want to get on the map. It's actually in your best interests to wait, and to wait maybe until day 1 of week 2 to really try and fight some of these fights. The problem is that this was for a sawmill. What else are you gonna do? Like, you gotta use that. You've got to use that. Anyway, alrighty. Well, Advanced Nightshade feels like a good choice to me. Let's just take a look at some of the sub skills for the luck though. So friendly creatures have additional strike chance, additional gold on the adventure map. Enemy luck reduced in battle. When friendly creatures land a lucky strike, enemies don't counterattack. And then spells can also land a lucky strike. That's kind of interesting, actually. I hadn't considered how valuable that could be. Nightshade magic, they got some damaging spells in there that could be really, really good. Can you imagine we get this as a spellcaster and then you can lucky strike with your damage spells? I wonder though, and this is a question for other games too, like if you have the ability to get a lucky strike on a utility spell, like for example, the Lich's Rewind Time, can that crit in the sense that it will have 150% bonus impact, even though it's not damage, 150% bonus impact? Here it specifically says damage, but I'd be interested if this crit also applied to some of those lesser thought of use case situations. Basic tactics, rearrange creatures before the start of the battle. I like tactics in other games. I don't think I like it so much here in Olden Era, just because I get to rearrange my forces regardless of whether I have tactics. Friendly adjacent creatures, you gain additional attack, okay. Whenever an enemy waits, you get additional initiative, okay. 1 focus charge each time your enemy uses a spell. Kind of cool. Friendly creatures gain defense for each adjacent ally, okay. And then whenever a creature kills an enemy with a counter stack, their counter stacks or counter attacks are refreshed. I do like that, but I don't think I like this more than I like Nightshade magic, folks. We have the Nyera Scholar Strategy, we have Disguise, where enemies can't see detailed information on our army, and we have the ability to lower the level of the enemy's Nightshade magic. This is the worst we could pick. Shadespinner Oona, she gets +1 to all of her Nightshade spells, and then also the enemies cannot cast Nightshade spells. So if I pick this, I'm absolutely wasting her preventing enemies from casting Nightshade magic. Yeah, so we're gonna go straight for the Scholar synergy with Nyera. Disguise, you know, for now, this is definitely what I want to go. Additional spell power, casting these nice spells, that feels like the most important thing. And folks, it was very costly, but we do pick up the Sawmill and lots of wood. We're up to 28 wood with 9,000 gold. I think we're gonna go for 2 Eternal Visages immediately. We're gonna go for as hard of an economy start as we can, but we are gonna recall that we're gonna go for the banks instead of Eternal Visage 3. Okay. But Pixo does love this game so much. Really a great episode to come. Hope you do so well. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And Win says, it's amazing we all get to try it out for free. Yes, totally. Very happy for it. Oh, and Pixo, yes, I'll be ready for your tongue twister just as soon as you got it for me. So let me know. Let me know. Bambi says, I can't wait for the Swarm faction to come out so the Zergling Rush can be brought back in 2025. The glorious Zerg Rush from the Hive faction. Yes, yes, indeed. Window Ella says, in a coarse metal voice, the dead never sleep. Yes, yes, the dead never sleep. So even though Shadespinner Oona wants to cast that and put them to sleep, the answer is no. Just no. It's not even like a heck no. It's just like a no, I don't want to. Bearded Man said the losses aren't terrible. They're all white. Bearded Man. Bearded Man. The losses are all white. Good. Thank you. I feel better because you've done that now. My day is better. Thank you. Okay. We got 2 heroes. I got 35 skeletons. Tell you what, I kind of want to just take the skeleton stack and see if I can go get them upgraded with Marl. I'm not going to fight this fight for the Stinging Sword. I think we're just going to explore for a little bit. We fought our one big fight. Now we're gearing up for these undead pets. After that, we'll figure out where to go from there. Guess I could just pick up 5 to 8 ore. We got 15. I do want the walls pretty soon. We got resource riches if needed. I'm going to plan on picking up 1 more law point tomorrow. So let's just go for tax collectors now. We've spent all of our points. Let's go on to a new day. With love, Pixo says, On bon sacher, et ton sacer se chanchant. Son Shin. I feel like it sounds more like I'm speaking Chinese with the shins. Say Shin. Wow. What does it read if you're not spelling it out for me, Pixo? Like, let me see if I can actually read it somewhat in French. Because, tell you what, I think that my speaking and my reading skills are pretty bad, but I'd be interested to see if I could do better actually if I'm just like reading it as a French word with the accents and so on and so forth. Okay, this looks like a little bit of a dead end. Siren Mask, it's like a vision spell basically. Mercenary Guild, recruit random creatures every week. That actually feels cool. Love that. But these Abyssal, nope. These Manta Shoths and, no, those aren't Manta Shoths. Those are Shoggoths. And then the crazy ladies that shoot and do full damage from range. Yeah, don't like that. Even for the Ritual Pyre, I don't feel like this is very worth it. I feel like the losses we've taken in previous fights, previous games, actually made that feel very much not worth it. So we're going to head on up and we'll just be ready for this upcoming fight in a moment. We got some purchases we can make in just a moment. Bambi says, I don't mind crit being only on damage spells. From a realism perspective, you could land a magic arrow on a creature's leg for a regular hit, or a vital point for a critical hit. When reanimating dead, you only have so much magic power to expend to rise your undead soldiers back. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, it makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. We're like, you could get lucky. Hey man, I didn't know that I could get that lucky with this spell. Maybe I had a really high quality ingredient for this spell. Maybe depending on how you view magic, maybe some magic you need to, I don't know, you need to have Eye of Newt or a frog's leg, and maybe you got a very particularly good frog's leg for this spell, and so you crit and you get additional whites back. Who knows? I don't know. But I like the idea. Sounds like a good idea to me. And so Pixo, just reading it in French. Un bon chasseur est un chasseur. The chant chasseur sans son chien. That actually felt easier to read for me than trying to read it out phonetically. Huh. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it sounded better. Maybe it sounded worse. You'd have to let me know. Arbiter Dan says, hello, hello. Nice to have you back, Arbiter Dan. Welcome. Hope that you're doing very, very well. Window Ella says, we're making bank with this one. You better believe it. You better believe it. We're also asking ourselves how we can afford so many undead children. All these little undead children trying to just steal our stuff. Steal our stuff. I want a mage guild. We have a Nightshade spell casting hero. It's going to cast it at very high effectiveness. I want the grave robbers, sure. I think I'm going to make sure I get this mage guild now. And this is actually good because this means Marl can just drop off the skeletons and head up this road. And so when Shadespinner Oona gets time, she'll come back this way when she can. There was wood here the whole time. Exploring is hard. Exploring is so hard, and if you don't explore, you'll never know what's out there. You think you own whatever land you land on. Okay. Undead pets, we'll come back for you. I'll come back for you. I'm really hoping we get, like, let's see, what do we want? We want a web. We might even just purchase the web spell outright, just to make sure that we don't run into issues. It's already a Nightshade School of Magic spell. It's probably going to be the best choice for us. We got 10 wood. Does it matter to me where I purchase the kennel and the bones exchange? I kind of want to keep them all in my other castle. Kind of having this as my primary castle. That way, if the enemy threatens this one, then I can abandon it and I won't feel like I lost anything. So I could make a purchase here today. I'm not going to. I'm just going to hit end turn and go on to the next day. Ah, wonderful. Très magnifique, Pixo says. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Even if it was not exceptional, I appreciate your positivity. You are the fountain of positivity. I always appreciate hearing from you. So, by the way, so I've seen that you've done some of your fun stuff on YouTube. You are doing your tests of Olden Era as well, folks. If you're interested in seeing more Heroes of Might Magic Olden Era content, go and check out my friend Pixo. He is a fantastic French streamer. Big fan of him. Big fan of Winnie Maru, who's also been in the chat today. Yeah, excellent people all around. You cannot go wrong. Trust me. Okay, this is an interesting question. Is it time for a level 2 Mage Guild? I think it is. Again, Shadespinner Oona, this is what she does. And let's see what we get. We pick up the web spell, so we don't have to pay to unlock it. That's very good. A natural calm, don't feel too bad about missing out on that. Despair, that's okay. Enlarged Shadow is kind of good. I really like Enlarged Shadow because it does increase the attack and defense of a friendly creature for multiple rounds. It's not just a +2 attack, +2 defense once. It scales over time, which is really cool. So I do like that. Wean, reducing the duration of positive spells. Happy for that. Lightning Bolt. Hey, I'll take a damaging spell. Healing Water, not going to affect the undead here. What do we get in tier 2? Temporal Spheres, so we got the invisible traps. It will stop a creature. No, this is the one that doesn't stop a creature. This is the one that just deals damage. Okay. Ice Bolt, so this will actually potentially let us play around with initiative. Very good. Crystal Crown, maybe my favorite. I love Crystal Crown. I love playing with terrain, and I love putting obstacles on the adventure map. This is great. Not the adventure map, the battle map. And we do have the Shade Cloak spell. I'll tell you what. Knowing how much more effective we are going to be with this Umbral Grip, I kind of want to go for this Umbral Grip. I might be sleeping on how good Fatal Decay is because it does reduce the enemy's hit points by a percentage straight up without doing damage. But Umbral Grip is going to do good damage for me. It's going to be in my School of Magic. I've got the resources. We're going to miss out on Mercury later. But this spell right now could be the difference between a win and a loss. Tell you what, let's take this Umbral Grip now. Let's go for one more bit of tax collector, folks. We are currently getting about 6k gold per day. Not too bad, not too bad. All these purchases, we will make them all. And on day 5, Shadespinner Oona is going to leave here with 70 spell points, and I think that we can actually take this fight now. I did not think we could take the fight before. I think that we can take the fight now. Oh, real quick, let me actually do this. Let me do 2 single stacks. Because we've got, let's see, doing the single stack of archers is really valuable because it generates focus points, but at this point, that's actually not what I want. Because right now I'm going to want some single stacks of skeletons to take some hits for me. Because I've got this artifact now that gives you +2 focus points at the start of the fight, I think that we would just want to wait on that. I don't want to waste any more time. It says this is an impossible battle. I think that my spells are actually going to be highly useful. Well, hold on. If it's 100 undead pets, you're fine. If it's 250 though, dang it. This is so many. It's so many undead pets. Who knows? Who knows? Win says, I feel that these games are going to get very brutal. Apocalyptic scares me a bit as a hero's noob. We're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can. And thank you, Pixo. You are the king, Pixfox. You are a treasure. You are a treat. Folks, if this is such a huge range. It kind of feels unfair with how big of a range this is. Like here, 20 to 50, you kind of know what to expect. Here, 100 to 250, you have no idea. You just have no idea. Too much. Too much. Okay, other alternatives. We can walk away and we'll come back soon. We do still have 12 ore. It's not a huge pressing need. If we clear out this portal, then Marl can go through and do some exploring. We'll pick up the +1 spell power. Tell you what, let's do that. Even this fight though, oh my goodness. Are those Jasper dancers or Iriad dancers? Man, even this portal is a little bit scary. I'm so scared. Guess you could sacrifice a hero with 1 unit to see how much it actually is. You know what? It's actually not a bad idea. It's actually not a bad idea. I mean, like, there's better ways. If the alternative is this, I could wait, or rather I could just pay for Read Minds. shows a precise number and intentions of neutral squads. I kind of want to just pay for this spell. I know that we're spending all of our resources on spells to do that, but that's actually a big deal. Folks, let's do that. I can't believe that we're doing this. We are spending all of our resources, not on troops, but on spells. We have to wait one more day. You can't unlock 2 spells on the same day. You got to wait one more day. We're going to do that, though. It's that big of a deal, I think. I think it's that big of a deal. Bammy says 20 to 50 and 100 to 249 are approximately the same ratio. It's the same ratio. You're completely correct. It is the same ratio. But I think that you understand with your winky face, tongue out, that it's not. It's more complicated. Okay. I love chat. You guys are great. Bammy, good stuff. Good stuff. Tell you what, I could go for this. I could go for the walls right now. I'll still have enough to do walls and then 1 treasury. No, because of the mercury. I'm just gonna wait again. Just gonna wait again. Feels bad. It feels like I should be able to be more aggressive, and maybe as we get more experience with the game, we'll be able to see our opportunities just a little bit better. But for now, I feel like I'm struggling just a tiny bit to make sure that I'm hitting the marks where I am and balancing being cautious with also being aggressive. So we're gonna pick up the Read Mind spell. Those crow's nests were incredibly valuable to make sure that this all happened. We're just gonna go to right here. And I think that I should be able to cast this Read Minds for everybody in this whole area. So yeah, huge fight with the Medusa. We don't want any part of that. Raw Shelts, it's 77, they'll fight. 27 of the Astringers, yeah, it's 27 instead of like 50. Yeah, that's actually a big deal. And then it's 100. Okay, so it's 100 undead pets. You could fight and hope you get lucky, or you could do it this way and then just be sure. I think I'm gonna fight this fight first. No, I'm gonna fight the undead pets first because it's the harder fight. And then I'll come back for this knowledge guard in just a moment or two. But all right, folks, we're doing it. Oh no, we lose. I think that we still win. I think that if, again, it was too much, look at the losses. We barely lost this just on the AI battle. Let's do this a little bit differently. Go down to here, to here. Very good, very good. And then what's the best spell? So we can't do sleep. We do have Crystal Crown to play with terrain. We got Basic Summon Avatar to take some hits for us. We got the Web spell, which is going to last for 3 turns and turn these 5-speed creatures into 2-speed creatures. I kind of want to do the Web at least once or twice. More so than doing 155 pure damage. 155 pure damage is actually going to kill a bunch. How many is that going to kill? How many is that going to kill? If we just start umbral gripping, that's going to kill a whole stack. Do you want to slow down a stack so you have to deal with them later? Or do you just want to punch them full of damage right now? I actually do think that you want to just unload the damage. We have put the skeletons down here, so let's actually try and slow down these top stacks here. We're just going to do damage. Umbral damage again and again and again and again. We're going to do weight once. Where are my focus points? Did Shadespinner Oona not... Was I misunderstanding that? Does she not just start off with 2 focus points in that artifact? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. Cacho's in the chat. Howdy. How art thou? How did you know? How did you know that I would respond favorably to you saying howdy? Howdy, partner. I'm from a part of the country where we absolutely do enjoy a little bit of like a country drawl. It's a fairly neutral accent, and yet we still do occasionally say things like howdy. So hopefully you won't hold that against me. Hopefully you knew that I would respond well to that, because I'm definitely for it. Oh, you're so fast. Ah, you're so fast. Should I attack? I feel like I should attack. I think I should do 2 to 4 damage. Or rather, I should kill 2 to 4 of these creatures. We're not going to take a retaliation. The fight is here. Like, they're right on top of us. There's no need to wait. This is going to be brutal one way or the other. Could Heroic Strike here. I could kill 3. They're going to be fast enough that they can actually get into the skeleton archers. Kill 2 to 5. Again, I feel like I should kill 2 to 5. I don't think that waiting is a good idea. Which feels counterintuitive. Feels counterintuitive. But the single stacks here should actually do a pretty good job of preventing damage onto my big stack there. Is there a better spell? That's really the question. Is there a better spell? Crystal Crown. If it will prevent lots of damage from these creatures, I would do that. I don't think it's actually going to matter that much. I think that we're just going to go with this Umbral Grip because we are casting it at such a high efficiency with Shadespinner Oona being the specialist. Even this Temporal Traps, it would do not nearly as much damage. Yeah, I think we just Umbral Grip our way to victory in this case. I will do this top stack here. We'll take the damage in a moment or two. Let's wait on everybody. We can kill 2 to 4, 1 to 2. Let's just try and kill this full stack here. I don't want to waste damage. I just don't want to take huge retaliations. That's kind of the problem. The damage range is high enough that this makes the most sense. We do kill 3. That actually feels pretty nice. And we get to go next with our heroic strike here. So we're down to 6. I will take the damage from this guy. Work on this second wolf. This undead pet. Whites are totally gone. Whites are absolutely gone. This stack of 14 is not going to be able to reach my undead pets. This stack of 17 will. To attack or to defend? Like, I could run into the corner and then just abandon the whites for a turn. But then I'm confident. I mean, heck. I could lose these single stacks so quickly, and then the 80 archers doesn't get a chance to go. You gotta do damage anyway. Just want to kill 3. Take the freebie here. I'll just take the freebie. Wow, that was also high end of damage, so we actually wasted some damage on that. Okay. Okay, not good. Not good. We're down to 10 undead pets. Uh-oh. They've broken through, my lord. I did not think that they would do that. I thought that so long as they had access to the undead pets, I did not think that the enemy would actually focus on getting through the skeleton archers, because that took planning. That took 1 hit right there and then another hit on top of that just to cause issues. Okay, well, we got to do damage. We kill 2 to 5. We kill 5. This actually might be a great time for that summon. Not now, but in the next moment or two. If this guy's already lost his retaliation, you might as well pour on the damage. Pour it on. And yeah, at this point, the basic summon avatar is kind of just here to stand in the way. What if we do this? What if we heroic strike for 4, and then we cast the basic summon avatar as a new door? Because then the enemies will have to kill 1 single skeleton or archer in order to get into the archers in just a second. That way we can just prevent some additional issues. We can kill 1 to 3 here. Biggest retaliation on the board though, or we can kill 1 to 2. Let's kill 1 to 2. That'll just be less retaliation we take. 14 down to 8. This feels bad. Ah, but that was fine. Look, the undead pets, they actually did that so that way they could get to the skeleton archers. They took out the 1 archer, or rather the 1 skeleton. That's fine. Like, I'm okay with that. And I'll attack here. I will lose undead pets on the retaliation, but now it's too big. You have to go all the way around in order to get to these archer stacks. I just want the full damage. That's all I want. There we go. Good, good. Okay, and this guy is standing strong. He needs to last for at least 2 rounds every time. So the avatar is not particularly strong, but he's a good little chunky guy. He's a chunky friend to you and to me. Retaliate. I mean, will we lose the whole stack into this retaliation? Probably not. But we're just not here to really do damage. We'll kill 1. How much damage do we take from 11? Oh, we take none. We take none. Okay. Skeleton Archer is going to step up. Focus points are not an issue. We're just trying to build a wall. We are going to build a wall. Okay. We can kill 5 to 11? This is weird. Why is it 4 to 7 here and 5 to 11 here? What? 66 to 199 damage, 66 to 199 damage. Top end is 11 here. Oh, it's 7 because there's only 7 in the stack. Oh, we could kill up to 14 actually. So we should try to actually kill this stack. Up to 14. Let's try and kill as many as possible. We killed 12. That's why we protect our archers. Whew. Ooh, Chris is in the chat. Howdy doody. Howdy doody, Chris. Nice to see ya. Thank you. I appreciate that. If that's how everybody rates me from here on out, I will be quite content. I'll be quite happy. Bammy says competent AI jump scare. Yeah. Like when you don't expect it, it does tend to ruffle my feathers. Not because it's like, I just didn't expect it. I just didn't expect it. So glad that the AI is doing that actually. Okay, yes, yes. And then, so we got 2 stacks here. The skeleton archers are just gonna have to brawl it out from this point. Let's actually attack. We've got our spell still. Umbral Grip, the biggest stack. Who's the biggest stack? 3, 7. Let's kill 1 stack of 7. Boom. Take them out. They're gone. They're dead. They're dusted. I think that my 58 skeletons can either kill 2 here or 2 here. Doesn't matter. 28 to 59. There's a little bit of extra damage taken off this top stack here. I don't really care about preventing this guy Coming from this direction. Down to here, down to here. I can kill 1 to 2. Let's kill 1 to 2. We're going to lose 1 additional archer. I don't know, but we are going to lose 1 more undead pet, folks. We are going to escape this fight with our lives. But we took this fight. Again, apocalyptic difficulty, week 1. We used our spells. Should we have cast the basic summon avatar 1 round earlier? I don't think so, actually. I think that we actually cast them in the appropriate time. I think that the Umbral Grip was actually the best spell there. I think that if you didn't have that high damaging spell taking out 7 undead pets at a time, I think that you really have a bad time. So I'm good with that way that happened. Losing the single stacks, that's fine. Losing 26 whites, that feels really bad. Losing 22 skeleton archers, that feels horrible. And this was the final bit of damage that these undead pets could give me. They did a great job. They did a great job. But now, folks, I don't think that we can fight any fights anytime soon. We just have to hold on to our hats. We have to hold out. We have to wait until we get additional forces. And then we will figure out how we fight from here on out. Whew. Whew. Wynn says the AI in this game is crazy. So far, so good. So far, so good. Beardman says, congratulations. You escaped this fight with your life. As an undead hero. With my life, quote unquote. Well, Bearded Man, I don't think anybody ever responded to you earlier. Opinions on necromancy skill in Olden Era? Okay. So I think that at this point, rather than take the arcane magic, rather than take the basic battle magic, I don't know, basic battle magic actually might be really good. And it is on the route to Chronomancer. I think I've already missed Chronomancer, so that's not going to factor in my decisions. But with the advanced necromancy, I think that I don't dislike it. Again, my brother does tend to really kind of focus on those use case scenarios. He got the Iriyads Lord of the Dead hero up to like level 30 or 50 or something like that, and apparently necromancy caps out at 35%. But even returning 35% of battlefield casualties as liches and stuff, that does feel pretty good. I wonder though if the Schism faction summoning abilities is just inherently stronger. So is it good? It's good. But is it that good? I don't know. Tough to say. We'll see. Are all the Necro undead? Oh, Wynn asks, are all the heroes of Necro undead though? I don't know. Shadespinner Oona is definitely looking dead. That's for sure. Okay. I kind of want to go for this. This advanced necromancy, more than basic battle magic. This is going to be good. If you take this is going to be good. I'm going to go for the necromancy. I just think it's better in general. And because I'm a spellcaster, I could do the soul harvest. I know I have the magic well nearby. I feel like this Lord of the Dead is pretty good. I feel like on apocalyptic difficulty though, you have to take grave soil. An additional 10% damage dealt and 10% reduced damage taken is so powerful to clear your starting area. And I think that the start of the game is actually the hardest for me. So let's go for this grave soil. It doesn't scale particularly well into the game. There's gonna be times where it's just not useful, but anyway. Imagine if we had fought this fight first, we had taken some losses, and then we were unable to win this fight against the undead pets. That would have been embarrassing. Embarrassing. Okay. I still think I actually win this fight though, with the Umbral. Let's see. Crossbowmen, what do they have? They've got less than 10 hit points each. I think they got less than 10 hit points each. Umbral's killing will kill 15 at a time. If they got multiple stacks though of these Astringers, that actually wouldn't be good. We had just got out of this fight. We were surprised and happy that we won. We should probably be a little bit more cautious. Tell you what though, we could fight this fight. We could fight Gnats. They'll say that we lose, but we're gonna spellcast them to death. To battle. Because we still have plenty of spell points, I believe. Now that I think about it, I'm not too sure. Where are my focus points? I want my focus points. I wish I had an AoE damaging spell. That would actually be really, really good here. I'm going to do the basic summon avatar as soon as I get anywhere close to me. So we're just going to wait once and twice. We don't get to wait a second time. Okay, that's fair. Nice to know ya. Ravager Gnats, long reach, Vanguard, top of the strong. Okay. And then Warden Gnats, long reach, Nest Protector. Okay. Okay. 2 to 8, 5 to 11. So these guys are more defensively oriented. These guys are more offensively oriented. Let's try and kill one full stack. We did okay. As soon as it's the undead pet's turn, I'm gonna cast my summon. I'm gonna let them go out there and do some damage. It's gonna be a third creature just to manage for our enemies, which should be fine. 41 spell points. We're down to 31. I can kill 3 here, or I can take some losses on these retaliations, kill 3 to 5. Kind of want to kill 3 to 5 because they are actually in range of these skeletons. This is safe. This is going to take some retaliation. Tell you what, let's not take the retaliation. Let's just take out a stack where we can. And then we're only killing 2 here, but this is an extra force for me to just manage. If I lose all the skeletons, by the way, I think that you just lose the fight. Even if I have just the summon left over, that's the logic from Heroes 3 anyway. I imagine that it's that way. Okay. Yeah. 8 skeleton archers goes down, but nice retaliation. Time to cast some spells. Time to do some damage. 9. Where do you want to kill 9? Kill this 9 because they're closest to the archers. Okay. Let's do Heroic Strike on this stack because it can almost reach over there. Okay. This guy is kind of a little bit out of position. Let's go all the way around, kill 4 to 6. We'll kill 5. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Skeleton archers still taking a beating. Not having a great time. I killed 2. I kill 1. I kind of want to just retreat and take the damage here. If I kill this 1 stack, then the archers can attack here, and then the enemies are obligated to get into melee range in order to prevent full damage from the skeleton archers in just a second. The undead pets, those poor guys, they're just having the worst time. Just the worst time. Should I attack 2 to 6 instead of killing 4? I feel like I kind of want to attack and do 2 to 6. Let's do 2 to 6 instead of just maybe killing 4. It was a long shot, to say the least. It's going to be 1 more Umbral Grip. Get out of my game. Heroic Strike. Get out of my game. Kill 1 to 2. Let's kill 2. Ah, rats. We killed only 1. I thought I could speak it into being. I thought I could say, let's kill 1 to 2, and that we would be lucky at that point and do fine. Turns out the answer is no. Turns out the answer is no. Alrighty, folks. Losses look completely acceptable. And this is actually pretty good for me because this is going to give me the opportunity at the cost of 12 skeletons and 3 more undead pets. Pick up whites now and then whites later. Good choice. Advanced Summon Avatar or the basic Thaumaturgy. I think that with my spellcasting hero, casting twice in battle is exceptionally powerful. Let's go for that immediately. Even if the cost is exceptionally high, if I got spell points, I want to use them. I will say that again. If I got spell points, I want to use them. Okay, let's go get spell points and then we'll figure out where to go from there. Perfect. Alrighty. Man, holy kittens. Chat is filling up lovely. Chris says, I think people need to remember that this is not the complete game and give Hooded Horse a little bit of slack. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I think, so since the start of the game, right? For example, this advanced, or this basic summon avatar, they brought the value and the damage of the summon avatar way down, for example, right? And so already, like some things I think I know about the game, they're changing it right now. It's still in the process of changing. And they just keep micro patching it and hot fixing it. And so, yeah, definitely agree with you that they're still changing it. And I think that all the changes are good. I haven't seen a change so far that I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah, Unfrozen Studio, working with Hooded Horse, doing a great job. Very happy for all the work that they're doing. Very much appreciate getting to play this game right now. I think that they knew after they delayed the game for the second time, they're like, yeah, we got to give them something. Give the people something. Oh, I do appreciate that they did. Okay, we now have resources. Let's go, not for the Bone Pavilion. Go for the Kennel. It's day 6. Hopefully I can get 1 more dwelling before the end of the week. Guess I could go for walls here and then go for the treasury there. I would need Mercury, I would need Crystal. It's possible. There's a gingerbread house not too far away. Let's go for the walls. No, because you want the walls. Walls do give you additional forces. If you get the walls too, it will increase the dwellings production of units by 50%. So you kind of want these walls over in your main city, not in your secondary city. I'm just saying. I don't have a plan here. Does it look like I have a plan here? I don't have a plan here. Okay. So my second city here, it's done everything it can do at the moment. 2 faction law points. We're going to wait with our 3rd faction law point. Maybe we get to 3. We should get to 3. Rather than go for the +1 necromancy power, I think it's going to be all about these skeletons. All about these skeletons. The attack, the defense, the growth. I think the elite skeletons is going to be pretty okay for me. White, I think that that's maybe the better long-term option. Right now, skeletons, that's kind of where my power is. I'm happy for it. And Win says, I don't think many are complaining. They released a demo so that they could have some feedback, keep their promises of getting the game out to us. Yep, they've done a good job. Oh, and I have seen a lot of moaning though, Chris. Yeah, you look at the comment section from some of my other videos. Thankfully, it's more positive than not. But yeah, I definitely have seen some people who are feeling a certain sort of way about the game. And I completely respect why they're feeling the way about the game and how they're thinking about it. I get it. Just, you know, not my, I don't know. I'm enjoying the game. I would prefer to be more positive than anything anyway, right? You know? Win says, most complaining I see from people are from people who haven't really tried it yet. Yes, I agree. If you've tried the demo, I think that you like it better. And so, yeah, if you haven't tried the game yet, I don't think you have a lot of grounds to stand on to say if you do or don't like it. I think that you have to just kind of go with, I think you have to learn. I think we all have to just take the time to figure out exactly how good the game is or how bad the game is. But that's going to be a little bit of a personal decision, but also you can't know unless you tried it. What's the saying? Don't knock until you tried it? Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. Win says, I'm gonna go outright with my little pet theory on why some Heroes fans are so stingy. It's because they played these games as a kid when they were more open-minded and impressionable. Then when they became adults, now they have no idea of what a proper Heroes game should be. Interesting. I have no idea. I don't have an opinion on the subject. I really don't. Because I'm one of those kids who enjoyed the game as a kid and now I'm an adult, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I haven't really thought about it in that way. But it's something I will give some thought to. Definitely. 15 here. Very good. Wait. And strike them down with a fell blow. Oh, I didn't know you could reach. Oops, not bad. Oh, high morale. No way. Oh, thank goodness we were able to kill that guy with the retaliation. Jeez. I assume because I'm the undead that nobody else can attack me either. Not the way it works, man. It's not how this works. Undead pets, white's gonna go. I'm gonna kill 5 here. I'm gonna use the undead pets to kill the stack here. And then I hope that the whites can mostly knock out the stack. 10 down to 5, not too bad. Not too bad. 3 to 5, good. We'll call it a heroic strike. A kiss goodnight. So long, sweet prince. Losses look totally acceptable. And the reason why I wanted to fight this fight, and I kind of wanted to fight this fight, is because it's day 7. I don't know how many forces the enemy are going to have at the start of this new round. Let's actually do this Read Mind spell one more time. So it's currently 44 and 27. Let's take a look at the growth here. We're going to stay here overnight. Let's see what the growth is going to be so that way we can make the best decision moving forward. If we actually maybe cost ourselves something by not attacking when maybe we should have. Maybe. White Pavilion. Oh gosh, I would love that. Bones Exchange. 5 Mercury. We're still pretty far away from being able to get free Mercury. I think we gotta leave this area in order to find a Mercury Fisher. Yeah. I think we gotta actually leave this area to find a Mercury Fisher, unfortunately. Okay, alrighty. Well, tell you what, Marl's gonna be ready to pick up some additional forces here. I suppose Bones Exchange, it does require wood. We've only got 5 wood, so if I purchase the marketplace just to trade for the 5 Mercury, like it would work, but it would also be a net negative in lots of ways. It would just be worse. I'd be worse off simply because I would also have to trade for the 5 wood I just spent on the marketplace. So unfortunately, I don't really know what I have here to purchase. I think that the walls are a good idea. You might as well grab them anyway. We will do this stack of tier 1 creatures that will just join us. And this at least gives us the opportunity to pick up the treasury in a moment or two, but treasury, 3,000 extra gold per day. That's a lot. Do you want the treasury though, or do you want the Bones Exchange? To say, you're going to have to make that decision for yourself, folks. That's going to be the end of week 1, month 1, week 1, day 7, on to month 1, week 2, day 1. Bearded Man says, fun fact, thaumaturgy originates from the Greek thauma, which means miracle, and ergo, which means work. So thaumaturgy means miracle work. Cool. I like that. That's really nice. I like that idea. Okay, I've learned a lot there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I did not know this. Tomb of Warriors? I didn't realize that this was the build path. That in order to get your Dread Knights, you could get them, but you had to go through the wall. Interesting. And it's only 15 ore. Wow. Okay, I'm picking this up immediately, even though I wish I had this yesterday, so I would have had more Dread Knights. I'm gonna pick up 3 Dread Knights immediately. We're gonna pick up as many skeletons as possible, and then let's see, 8,000 gold left. Yeah, let's just pick up everybody. Up to 30 of the undead pets, a couple of whites. I suppose I'll do some single stacks here. But once again, I'm gonna ask you, Fancy Mask generates 2 focus points at the start of battle. Folks, that's bugged. That is absolutely bugged. Nope, it's bugged. We're gonna make a bug report. What's this artifact called? Fancy Mask. Bug. Select category. Gameplay. Fancy Mask. Not generating focus points at the start of the battle. I expect when it says it will start with 2 focus points. Beginning of the battle. We'll start the battle with 2 focus points. Fortunately, this is not the case. All right. All right, have we done a good job today? Have we done a good deed today? I think so. Fix Fox and chat. Okay. What just happened, bro? Did I just break the game? Did I try and do a bug report and I broke my own game? No! Folks, no good deed goes unpunished? What? Escape? Okay, so I hit escape and now I'm out to here. Okay, so I'm out to here. Where'd my UI go? Where did my UI go? That is a little bit of a game-breaking bug, don't you think? I can't click. I can hit escape, so I could probably use hotkeys. I can still move. If I go into a battle, maybe I'll be able to... Okay, maybe if I go into a battle, I'll be able to have it do like a little bit of a reset. Okay, so I hit escape. So it takes me out to this screen. Click on the hero. No. I think we're going to have to fight this fight. Thank goodness. I think we got the Dread Knights before we did this. But we're going to have to try and reset this by actually fighting this. Weird, weird. Patrick says reinforcement spell is nice to have in the back pocket. I do like the reinforcement spell. That's the one that brings forces from here to here? Or is that the one that lets you interact with neutral dwellings? I'm not sure. Let me know. Look at this. There's just no UI. I broke the UI. That's horrible. Manny MM's in the chat. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox. Hello, Manny. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Win says try re-equipping it. We will try re-equipping that when we get the chance. Mammy says time for a bug report on the bug report button. Yeah, seriously. We're just gonna send this video straight over. If I wasn't recording this, I don't know how else I would have let them know how to replicate this. That's crazy. Win says, yeah, there's many game-breaking bugs so far. Try Alt F4, Bearded Man says. Won't Alt F4 just kill the game? Were you trying to do something there? But yeah, try to do it from dwellings. Yeah, try to do it from dwellings. I don't know. I can't proceed in this battle at this point. I'm just hard locked out of the game. There's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Yeah, I'm just hitting like Control Alt Delete to bring up my task manager. I can move, I guess. Okay, no, so I'm not super hard locked. I moved. I don't know whose turn it is. I'll bet it's the AI's turn. Oh, no, never mind. Whose turn it would be now? Undead Pets. Okay, Astringers take the shot, not once but twice. Okay. Okay, top stack. So I'm still playing, technically. Like, the game is still working. I just have no UI indicators. Folks, I'm not good enough to play the game with this level of difficulty. I'm not good enough to play with this level of difficulty. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. And then goes whites. And then undead pets. Wild. Okay, so at least we're going to get out of this fight. I'm still hoping that it'll magically like reset. I just don't know if it will. I will gladly trade undead pets in order to get some additional... to actually get to play the game. That just seems fair to me. Huh. Wild. But as Chris said earlier, the game is still totally a work in progress, so this is to be expected. This is totally to be expected, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Win says, I've had the game break twice, once when cavalry got smashed by one of those Sylvan tanky things, and another when I tried to exit a temple town, and the screen just went dark, and the music never quit. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Bearded Man, yeah, so you've seen some bad game-breaking bugs. This is definitely a game-breaking one. Bearded Man says, the save files will still be there, won't they? I don't know. Is there an autosave? I don't know if there's an autosave. Interesting. Windola says, Heroes Olden Era cinematic mode unlocked. Hardcore mode, Patro says. Iron Golem mode, Bearded Man says. Press F5 to save. Then load. Okay, F5. I just pressed F5. The screen kind of shuddered for a second, so maybe it did that. What's my load? Maybe F6? Is F6 load? Oh, I did something. I did F5 to save and then F6 to load. Here's Might and Magic. No UI challenge run. Nope, we're still stuck. All right, folks. Let's just exit the game completely out of the way. It looks like it did save though, so we should be able to come back to this point. We should be able to come back to this point. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. As we do a little dance, we do our technical difficulty kind of dance. Hey, hey. No, this is the same way I dance when I'm trying to look cool. This is where you live, right here. You don't get crazy. You don't do this. You don't do that. You don't do this. You don't do this. You don't do that, right? Don't get too crazy with it. You live right here. This is where you stay, right here. We do our technical difficulty dance. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. Everybody's like, wow, I feel much better about my dancing skills now that I've seen FixFox and his dancing skills. Perfect. Perfect. I'm athletic. I'm not a dancer though. Bearded Man says, perhaps the real UI is the bug reports we made along the way. Yes. Let's go with that. Okay. We're gonna load this back up. Oh, look at all these saves. Okay, is this the one? 1019? No, that was from forever ago. We want 11-1 right now. Oh, so there is a quick save and there's an auto save. So this is the most recent save. Let's just load this up and just see what we can do. Remember, life is not complete without a little bit of strife. Indeed. I'm just glad. Who suggested that we do the F5? Was that Patro? Patro, thanks for that heads up, because it would have felt really bad to just lose that first week of save. I'm sure that as we get faster at the game, better at the game, that it's not going to take a full hour to do 1 week's worth of play, but right now that's what we're working with. Okay, the losses were fairly acceptable in that fight, by the way. Did you notice? I think we lost 8 undead pets. I think we lost like 10 archers. Everything else felt fine. I'm grateful for what we have. Although, could you imagine? That fight would have actually been much better if we'd had some spell casting. Oh, weird. Black Tower, I kind of want to step on that just to find out what it is. Crypts and Graves, more skeletons. Whites, let's see. Marl actually wants to pick these up for me. And then just hand them off. Here. Yes, my power grows. That's a reference to Majesty. There's Majesty 1 and there's Majesty 2. It was I had the wrong hero. Shadespinner Oona was not supposed to go that way. It was the Fantasy Kingdom building simulator. It was a really cool game. Really enjoy it. I kind of want to play it on stream at some point. I actually saw, who was it? Oh yes, it was Lord Shadowwing was playing it on Twitch. Would have been like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. But if we ever get the chance to play Majesty, you're gonna have a real good time with it. Windowella, where's the sound? There you go. Thank you for the adjustment. Glad you said that. That would have continued. Alert in no in-game sound. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I would not have realized that if you hadn't said something, so thank you very much. Okay, I was gonna go fight these guys for this Crypts and Graves. I feel fine to fight these guys for this Crypts and Graves though. Normal battle, difficult battle. Yeah, this definitely is the more difficult battle, isn't it? It'll be fine. With spells, all things are possible. Victory! Let's battle and make this go even better. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, FixFox decided it was a good idea to do his in-game sound on OBS. I keybound it to the dash because, you know, like, it made sense at the time. I really got to adjust that. Really need to adjust that. Folks, Umbral Grip. Still a really good spell. Is it actually the best spell at this point? 155 pure damage. You want to kill half the stack? In this case, I don't actually know. These are 5-speed creatures with a double strike attack. I think you actually want to slow them down more than you want to just do damage, because my web at this point is -3 speed. That's really good. Like -3 speed is really exceptional. 1, 2. They're going to go from here to here, and then you cast it again. I feel like I can rely on the damage from my skeleton archers and my dread knights, yeah, to kind of fight this fight a little bit. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do my webs as opposed to just doing damage. We're gonna wait. We're gonna hope that this was the correct choice. I'm not actually sure if it was. Oh, and I just realized, so rather than 2 focus charges, it's 2 focus points. That's different. So if you notice, we started with 1, 2 focus points. Charge is when you hit the break point where you can actually do something with it. We actually did have the right number of focus points. So we broke the game for nothing. Great. Perfect. Really cool. We want to kill 3 to 9 because we're going to slow this stack in just a moment. They're going to still get really, really far, but then they're not going to be able to reach us in the next fight. So this bottom stack at 17, we're going to have to deal with them with the Dread Knights in just a moment or two. Maybe the Undead Pets? Maybe the Undead Pets. 7 to 11. Let's kill 7 to 11. The initiative is still going to be really high for the stack of 26. They're just not going to have the speed to deal with me. We kill a couple. That's good. Gnats. Man, they're such a problem. They are such a problem. Speed's not very high for my whites. I'm going to put them into this position, though. That's just going to help build a wall to prevent my skeleton archers from taking too much damage. Okay, this is the last round of this combat. We do have the double strike, so if we attack here, we kind of waste some damage. If we attack here, we actually are going to do a lot. The retaliation's not going to kill a Dread Knight, and we just brought that stack mostly all the way down. Okay, let's do our web. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Even though we're going to take damage here, maybe even I can get this 1 white up. Yeah, if I can get this 1 white to right here, then this guy can't do us some damage. I'm gonna do a heroic strike here. This guy's gonna go first, so he's gonna go around and get into the skeletons. And then even if I position cleverly, I'm still gonna take the damage from this group here. It's gonna be way more damage than these guys were pumping out at me. I'll just take the full stack. I'll take the full stack. This stack is still gonna be a problem. I'm gonna try and bother them with my whites. 16 to 29, we killed 17, pretty good. I will take the retaliation for the undead pets from the stack of 26. Very good. And I actually feel like, because we got the basic Thaumaturgy, this is actually maybe a time that we should use the Crystal Crown ability, or we should just pay out the nose and spell points. I guess I can sleep these guys, can't I? I can sleep this huge stack if I wanted to. At this point, they don't have a retaliation. We should still attack them. But it makes you wonder, is there another spell you should cast? Heck, you could just do an Umbral Grip for 155 points damage. Not here, but right there. 13, 5. Let's kill 13. Let's kill 6 to 10. Skeletons will take the damage from these 5. Oh, and these guys as well. Maybe? Yeah, probably these guys as well. Ouch. 3, 5. Little skittering critters. It's so nice having the flexibility to be able to cast that additional spell, though. Ugh, love it. Love it. We'll kill 3 to 5. We'll kill 4. Bad. And I like the way that this fight has gone. Ultimately, the way that this fight has gone is fine, because we're still going to avoid taking this damage from this big stack. That web is going to last for another 2 turns, so we're just fine here. Let's let the skeleton archers do what they do best, and let them manage this fight. Thank goodness for utility spells. Always love utility spells, and I love in Olden Era that you actually get the opportunity to use the spells that you really want. Even if you don't roll them in the Mage Guild, that you can purchase them. I just love it. It just feels so high quality for this game. To avoid losing a Dread Knight, we're just going to back off. Not once, but twice. Whoops. misclicks happen even in a turn-based strategy game. Okay, we got out of this fight. Were the losses acceptable? One undead pet, 10 of the skeleton archers. Yeah, this looks okay to me. We will take it, and we'll take +1 to our level. Expert Necromancy, Advanced Summon Avatar. -1 morale and luck to enemies. New ability. Rewind time, Eternal Service, can revive fallen targets. I mean, is Expert Necromancy worse than Advanced Summon Avatar? I don't think so. I think that Necromancy is just that good. And I kind of like the idea of this Eternal Service ability, but -1 luck and morale is so strong. And it's always strong. Like, this ability is going to fight for focus points. And because focus points, you can't guarantee you're always going to have enough of them. You're not going to have as many of them as you want. I sort of feel like Soul Reaper is just better generally. I'm going to go with Soul Reaper. I'm still waiting for information to figure out if that's the best choice or not. Let's go for these Crypts and Graves, got the Skeletons, and we go to the Traveling Circus, which will teach us Nightshade Expert Magic. So we will learn up to tier 5 Nightshade spells. Very good. Spell cost is down, gain +1 level. Power of the Wolf, -15% attack and defense to enemy creatures, or Nightshade Teachings, +1 level to all Nightshade spells. I don't know, I don't think I actually want this. I think that this is good if you're not the Nightshade School of Magic specialist, but because I think I am, I don't think I actually want this. Because I get the +1 level here. I think you want this Hour of the Wolf. Yeah, -15% attack and defense to enemy creatures. I think you want that because let's go check our spells real quick. If we just go to Nightshade Magic, let's see. I do need +1 level to web. Heck, if I get Alchemical Dust, I'll pay for that. Yeah, I just need +1 level to all these spells, and Oona should pick that up when she gets to level 10. Once I hit level 10, all my spells from the Nightshade School of Magic will be maxed out anyway, so I don't hate taking the subskill, Hour of the Wolf, because then I'm not going to double up, I'm not going to cause myself some issues. So that was the thought process there. I think that was correct. I don't know. You're going to have to let me know. Wynn says, do we dare make a bug report on the bug report button being broken? Nope. We will make a YouTube short out of this and hope that the game designers see that. Isn't that just as good or better? Yes, that'll be just as good or better. Alrighty. Here, I think I've done everything I can do over here. I can come back, deal with the troglodytes for the +1 to the attack. I'm going to just pick up whatever advantages I can. I am still going to try and get as many dwellings this week as I can. I feel like if I can get the walls upgraded for additional growth, that's going to be exceptional. So right now it's 35 skeletons, 17 whites, 13 undead pets, 3 of the Dread Knights. If I upgrade this so the towers automatically attack enemies, up to 50, 25, 19, and 4. So 1 additional Dread Knight, like 3 additional puppies, what is that, 8 additional whites, and then 35 up to 50 skeletons. Walls are actually a big upgrade there. So very happy for that. Very happy for that. And because our ore is already so low, I do think that this is the best decision to try and make this all happen in the same area. It sounds great to build up 2 castles at once. I don't think it's very likely. Like this kennel, I could pick this up, but then it would prevent me from looking at getting the bones exchanged later, I think. As we get closer to the end of the week, we'll know more what our resources look like. Definitely the safer option, Wynn says. Yeah. Chris says, I thought that the crow noises was a crow stuck up in my chimney. Turns out it was Olden Era. Okay, so this magic garden, the sound of this guy bothers the crap out of me. I wish I could turn off this one individual magic garden sound. It's just a little annoying. I hate it. So, and then the crows here from the crow's nest, that's what you heard? That's funny. That's funny. I'm glad that we figured out what it was. Okay. Shadespinner, let's see, Marl. This is Marl. Marl's got to go get additional forces from the other castle. Shadespinner Oona, she's got 53 spell points left. She should be able to clear out some of this. 2 faction law points. +1 defense to the heroes. +20 law points. Again, I think they were capped for law points in this game. Luck on heroes. Now that's kind of interesting. Afterlife gifts. +1 luck to your heroes. I'm going to take this. Like just a flat 1%, just having the opportunity of having your forces do additional damage, that feels valuable to me. If it's at 0 luck, yeah, if you're at 0 luck, then all right, so be it. Like you can't do much better. But if you occasionally can get lucky, Even that 1% chance feels good. If you ever played League of Legends back in the day when they had the quints, I would always take like a 0.53% chance of getting a lucky strike. And it only ever paid off one time I can remember, but that one time it pays off, you feel like a genius. All right, let's fight these enemies. They want to run. We're not going to let them. Even if there's some losses, I think that with our spells, we're going to do even better. Chris says, no, it was the noise. Sounded like it was up the chimney. There you go. There you go. Oh, and yeah, the leprechaun. Bagpiping. Yes, that's what he's doing. For a second, I could not remember what that was. Like, what is that instrument? It's bagpipes. That's what it was. Beardman says, maybe that's why the UI was gone. It was stuck in Chris's chimney. Here we are having a laugh at Chris's expense. At least you know that your Bose soundbar is working well. There you go. There you go. Crazy says you have to be lucky by law. It's the law. You will be lucky and you will like it. I never thought about that, but yeah, how exactly does that work? So you have to be lucky? Because I spent my faction law influence points, you are now forced to be lucky. It's a really funny thing. I hadn't considered that. That's great. I don't think I'm going to lose a Dread Knight on this retaliation. We'll kill 7 to 8. I think I'm going to lose like 3/4 of my HP. I lost none. They got a bad luck. Did you see that? I wish that there was an easier way to distinguish good luck and bad luck when it happens. Neutral squad, the Rashoth, yeah, they dealt decreased damage with the unlucky strike. They only did 12 damage. Goodness. Okay. But it's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it. And I do prefer the Heroes games where I can kind of look away. I don't have to focus in every single second. I do find that as I'm playing Olden Era, I get more tired more quickly because I'm trying to focus on everything. I'm trying not to forget things. I'm trying to, trying to not miss something, which does feel a little bit rough. Feels a little bit rough. We're gonna take the experience, 625. Yeah, we'll take that for sure. And then, folks, you got to go with this. The summon avatar, it scales super well. I really like it. Being able to cast your spells and save spell points, though. If you get this up to expert thaumaturgy, it's so good. It's so good. Vast Soul, restore 10% mana daily, or all your magic schools gain +1 level. This is kind of nifty because then we'll immediately get our max rank to our Nightshade before we hit level 10, and we'll get +1 levels to all of our other spells. That feels really, really strong. That feels way stronger than this. Anti-Mage, that feels way stronger. Vast Soul feels good, but I think that we can manage our mana without Vast Soul. This feels like such a good option. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with that. So let me just confirm what I believe is already true. Yep. So web is now to the max proficiency. So the speed reduction is all the way up to -4. Without any additions, it just starts off at -2, I guess. Yeah, it starts at -2. You can work it all the way up to -4 speed, and it already dispels the haste spell. So really, really nice. The Umbral Grip spell, now it will do its damage and it will kill 1 additional creature on creatures up to tier 7. So if there is a Abyssal Envoy and I cast this Umbral Grip on them, it will kill however many creatures it can and then +1 creatures after that. So really nice. Umbral Grip is now especially good on top tier creatures. Sleep. Taking damage does not dispel the effect but reduces the duration of the effect by 2 rounds. We can now do a blind lock or a sleep lock against our enemies. And with our spell power, I think that this is actually going to be very highly effective with the sleep. So max level spells, really exceptional, really exceptional. Shade Cloak, I'm still figuring out the best way of using this. Still figuring out the best way of using this, but it prevents enemies from targeting the forces. They can still take damage, but they just can't be targeted. Okay, folks, I feel great about this. I feel great hitting this max level of proficiency. I'd like to see where we go from here on out. Fix this altar. Let's fight here, and then we'll go south. Destroy them. Nope, losses are unacceptable. Win says there's just a permanent Olden Era UI imprint on their chimney now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at this. An opportunity to use sleep. It's going to last for 4 turns. So if they take damage, the duration's going to be reduced a little bit. So I'm not going to attack yet. I'm going to wait until my other forces get here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until my other forces. I'm actually gonna step up with the archers, so that way they can actually do more damage. Because I don't think they're gonna, they're not gonna do extra damage, but they're gonna do maybe a little bit more damage, maybe, barely. Okay, so sleep. I think I'm gonna actually dispel the sleep because of my double strike ability. Currently it's gonna last for 3 turns. Let's see how long it lasts at this point. They're not gonna wake up here. Oh, but they do retaliate, interesting. And now, yeah, so I did the double attack, and so now they're awake. Okay, so they do get their turn this round of combat. Okay, still worthwhile, still worthwhile. They can reach me, so I better go and reach them first. 8-13, we kill 8, not bad. 47 of the whites down to 41, we lost 6 there, and now they are right in front of us. Let's just do our damage. We do have 41 spell points left. I could have cast another spell. Ultimately, I don't hate that I didn't. It felt important to me to, it feels important to save the spell points for like a future fight, I think anyway. We kill most of these guys. There was that negative luck attack already. It's coming in handy. It's coming in handy. Now here's a question I don't know the answer to. -6? Okay. So for whites, if you drop below a certain number, any losses you take, attacking and getting those stack sizes back up, those forces do not persist until after the battle, which is interesting. I wasn't sure if that's how that worked or not, but that is interesting to me. These Vine Iriyads, level 3 creatures for the Sylvan faction, we should be able to defeat them pretty easily, I think. I got the web. I got the web spell. It might say we lose. It says we lose. I think we can do better than this. It's a lot, though. Weird Man says, in Heroes 2, bad luck is so easy to notice. Thundering, rain clouds, and everything. And because it's so, like, you don't get it all that often, I feel like it's even better. Because then you just get to enjoy it forever and ever and ever. You get to see it happen. You get to appreciate how important that negative luck is. Here, it just feels like, oh, I didn't do damage like I thought I would. And I don't know. Doesn't feel as good. 2-speed creatures. These guys are tanky, slow moving. We're gonna umbral grip them multiple times. How many are we gonna get? 5 times 40. Okay. Well, that's 8 casts. That should do it. We're just gonna wait on everybody. Let them get closer. They are really cute creatures, by the way. They just kind of gambol down the battlefield. I really do enjoy the Vine Iriyads. Am I saying that correctly? Iriad? I-R-I-Y-A-D. Iriad? Iad? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me know how I should be saying that. Again, one of those times where I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing here, but we'll figure it out. Umbral grip. Let's work on this middle stack. Rather than take out one full stack, I'm gonna try and just reduce their stack sizes by a moderate amount across the board. And then I'll try to use these archers as single stack attackers to just kind of get in the way. In fact, no, I will wait on this archer for the moment. Their next turn is going to be a step up. Right now they're worth generating focus points for me, so I will accept that. Umbral grip. Let's do it again. One more time. Da-na-na-da. Time to celebrate. Okay. And I think that we're kind of to the point where we need to attack. Yeah, we kind of need to attack, don't we? If we cast a spell now, it's going to be very costly. 2 to 5. We're going to lose a lot of forces here if we attack. Yeah, 45 HP, 4 to 8 damage. Like, they're a Griffin equivalent in levels. They're just much slower. But they do have this area strike, so they'll do damage AoE style. And they've also got this embodiment of Earth, like Awaken Earth, so that they can get additional speed and hit points and so on and so forth. So I kind of want to attack right now. Kill 2 to 5. You're gonna lose some skeletons. I don't think I can help it. I think you're gonna lose some skeletons anyway. If I wait, no, I'm at the end. I'm gonna attack with the skeletons here. I'll kill 1 to 4. Hopefully the retaliations are not so bad. Yeah, okay, 4 skeletons, that's fine. And then I do want to attack with the archers. I just want them to kind of get in the way a little bit. Like that. Still generating focus points, that's fine. Top stack here. Skeleton archers are going to kill 1 to 4. Dread Knights are going to attack this top stack. So we're going to go melee with the single stack of archer there. This guy doesn't have a retaliation anymore. So let's just pile on them with the undead pets and everybody else. Down to 8. Ooh, not as much damage as I thought. Kill 2 to 4 here. Oh, we kill a couple. Kill a couple. Maybe we kill 4 here. There's 2. There's another 1, so we killed 3. Not too bad. We'll do our Umbral Grip now because this big guy is a little bit scary to me. A little bit scary. Down to 6. Down to 5. I will take the retaliation here. That'll be okay. AoE damaging strike. Ouch. 2 to 4. Let's kill 2 to 4 here. Nice. Very good. I do still have this one bottom stack here. I'm just hoping that these skeletons, I'm going to move them up and out of the way. So that way... I guess you kill 1 to 4 here. The whites are in trouble one way or the other. So I could try and build a wall to prevent 9 from attacking here, or I could just do the melee attack. And then the 60 skeletons, I'll kill a couple here. That'll also be worthwhile. Did you notice that? Oh my goodness, area strike. So the target and all AoE creatures around it. So they even hurt themselves. That's interesting. I don't know how I like that from a balance perspective. I forget which creature it was, but there was a creature that I noticed for another faction that's how it works. Phoenixes. Phoenixes will hurt your own creatures. It gives the Sylvan faction 2 creatures that if they're not careful, they will hurt themselves. I don't think I like that. I don't think I enjoy that. I understand that for balance purposes and positioning, like that's what a double hex attack is. That's what a flame breath attack is. It's all about positioning and getting the most use out of it with some drawbacks. That makes sense to me, but not my favorite. Why does this guy have unlimited retaliations? Awaken Earth increases speed and initiative and gains unlimited counterattacks until the end of battle. Oh. Read, Fixfox, read. Do you not know how to read? I just wasn't thinking about it. Okay, all right, well, hey, we turned that loss into a victory and we didn't even use the web spell once. 10 other wraiths, 9 of the skeletons, losses look great. That was fine, but that feels like a fun battle. Like that felt fun. That would not have felt fun if there was a single fawn archer stack that I had to go out and deal damage to. But for some whites, I'm happy with that fight. That felt okay. Felt okay. Good stuff. Chris says, now that you've been playing Olden Era, do you think it's just a Heroes of Might and Magic 3 reskin or remaster, or do you think it's brought new stuff to the table? I think it is a high quality game in and of itself, right? I'm not going to sing its praises completely just yet, but I've said on record that I really do enjoy Olden Era. I think that they've introduced enough new mechanics while staying true to the original Heroes of Might and Magic formula that it is everything that you would want it to be. Like for a Heroes fan, I understand if you have your favorites, whether it's Heroes 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 or whatever, and maybe Olden Era is not going to replace that favorite game of yours as your favorite in the series, but I think it's a good quality game in and of itself. I think that the faction law points are interesting. I think that the take on having pretty much all the units having some special ability or strategy, I think that that's exceptional. Yeah, I think that's a good quality game. I think that there's going to be a lot of intrigue for a long, long time as we try and figure out this game. I do wonder, and I kind of worry, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, we've kind of figured it out, and yet we're still playing it 25 years later. I wonder if we're still going to want to play Olden Era after we figure it out, after we go through all these like little nuances. And I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and find out because nobody can know, right? But I think that there's enough depth and complexity that it should give you long-term fun playthrough for an awful long time, even after you've got it figured out. Okay, hopefully that just kind of hopefully that answers your question. But it's a good question. It's the right question to be asking because I think that we want this game to be good. I want this game to be good. Maybe other people are still undecided, but I want the game to be good. Yeah, and I think that they're on the right track. I definitely think that they're on the right track. Okay, it's day 3, folks. We're actually getting to the point where I need to take a break. It's like we're about an hour, 40 minutes in this playthrough. So I'm gonna kind of finish up this turn, and then we will look to take a quick break. I wonder if I'm better off. The luck has been really nice. Really nice. I wonder if I should do that. Is there something better in this tier? I mean, this and this. Animate Dead 1, Animate Dead 2. I mean, these are good. Like plus 1%, these are good. On apocalyptic difficulty, though, I just feel like these other stats are a little bit more valuable. This should not be taken on this template because I don't think you can get more than 1 law point per day. Again, maybe it's bugged. Maybe it was bugged. I don't know. I kind of want to save up for some other stuff. Kind of do. I wonder, I'm still trying to figure out just how good these are. Elite whites, elite skeletons. Undead pets. Growth in cities increases by 2, initiative increases by 2. That's good. This one's interesting. They summon additional units. They summon a 50% additional units. That feels really good. I feel like elite grave robbers is really nice, and there's some nice sub skills in basic summon avatar that will increase the power of your summons. I think we might want to try that. Let's try for a grave robber game where we play around with summons. We're already kind of in that vein of thought. Let's get the Mercury and let's go from there. Okay. Alrighty, we got a plan. What I need then is I need Mercury. Where can I get Mercury from? Kennel, Magic Garden, Village, common resource, not precious resource. This looks like a dead end. I think we're gonna go up in this direction. This is gems. Yeah, we don't need that. I'm just gonna hope that something's up here. I'm gonna clear all this out, and then hopefully by day 1, I'll be back to here. Just don't see any other gingerbread house. That's gonna actually be pretty useful. We might send Marl in that direction. Maybe we can get him a couple of forces. He can defeat these guys. Get him some nice spells. With skeleton archers. They've got the Aegis ability though. They're gonna take reduced damage from range. He's not much of a spellcaster. Well, 50 spell points. He could maybe do it. Yeah, let's give Marl the chance to get this gingerbread house. That actually is a healthy amount of Mercury and such. Let's just plan on taking Mercury with Marl for the next little bit. Let's do that. And then, does that mean that we take? Does that mean that we take anything? No, I think that we're going to wait for these grave robbers. Let's wait one more day. There's no purchases else we can make. Yeah, we're just waiting on resources. 2 marketplaces, though. If we got 2 marketplaces, we could potentially trade for resources. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go 2 marketplaces. Let's go 2 marketplaces and just give ourselves the opportunity. The wood loss feels kind of bad. We weren't making any purchases at the moment anyway. Let's just hold on to that. Let me get caught up on chat, and then when we come back, we will go into day 4. Okay. Window Ella says it gives me Heroes 5 and Heroes 3 vibes, which apart from Heroes 2 were the greatest installment, at least in gameplay vibes. Yeah, that sounds right to me. That sounds right to me. Yeah, I mean, 2 is always going to be my favorite. 2 will always be my favorite. I will let you know if Olden Era were to somehow usurp that throne from Heroes of Might and Magic 2, but Heroes 3, Heroes 5, if all you do is be just as good as Heroes 5 or 3, then you've made an amazing game. There's no problems with that. No problems with that. Chris also says, both were good games in their own right. Completely agree. And Wynn says, I must say, I don't think I've ever seen bad luck in Heroes 2. We will have to make that happen. I think I've got a YouTube short out there that kind of demonstrates it a little bit, but still, all the same. It's just kind of interesting to see it when it happens. In Vanilla Heroes 2, Bearded Man says, you can only get it from entering the pyramid. Yep, where enemies have already been defeated. In F Heroes 2, you can also get it from interacting with the Black Cat. I did love that addition to F Heroes 2. I really do. I love the Black Cat. But yeah, yeah, I just love it. I love it a lot. So when you interact with the Black Cat, Bearded Man continues on, you get the temporary morale boost and luck decrease. It's Black Cat. Black Cats are unlucky, but your troops like it when the cat bites you and flees away. So they get some additional morale, but you get some negative luck. McLaughlin's in the chat. Hello, McLaughlin. Nice to have you here. It's basically a point of interest on which you can land on, or a landmark if you want to, but I don't know if there's any benefit to interact with it. Really, like, is there a positive benefit to visiting the Black Cat? Yeah, if I'm trying to mix troops of multiple alignments, or if I've got undead in the group, yeah, I might absolutely want to make sure that I only take, or I don't lose a turn. Which would you rather do? Would you rather lose a full turn from poor morale, or would you rather take 50% reduced damage? Right? Like, at least you're guaranteed to get some value, and you're guaranteed to be able to position your troops. I think the morale is better than luck. I think it is. Yeah, I think morale is better than luck. So that trade is actually pretty useful. And let's be clear, if you've got like a lucky rabbit's foot or a 4-leaf clover or some other luck generating item, or you're just naturally lucky because you got the luck secondary skill, but you don't have leadership, then yeah, the Black Cat can be pretty darn useful for you. So I do like its inclusion in the game. It doesn't break it. It doesn't change any balance, but it is an opportunity. That's the direction I really want F Heroes 2 to go with their future endeavors. Any news about a map editor? So I have heard from Ethric that there will be a map editor by the time Olden Era hits early access. So when early access comes for Olden Era, we will have a map editor. You will be able to make great maps. I'm looking forward to many wonderful people making some exceptional maps. That will be great. McLaughlin said, wait, Black Hat gives you only bad luck? It gives you bad luck, yeah. So yeah, only get bad luck. Wynn says, would it make sense to get a morale boost from petting cats? It does. My day is better when I pet a cat. I'm just saying. Thanks for the explanation. I thought the Black Cat was only negative. Nope, it's a positive too. Positive too. Here's my last thing before we go to break, is that I hope actually that my suggestion comes to fruition for F Heroes 2, where if a ship-to-ship naval combat happens, usually the loser, their boat just disappears. I would really, really love it if a piece of flotsam appeared where the boat sank. I think that would just be interesting. Maybe it's a little bit of wood, maybe it's a little bit of gold, maybe it's nothing, but I think that thematically that'd be cool. And then you get a little extra treat for defeating your enemy at sea. Soren's in the chat. Hello, Soren. Fix Fox, I'm watching with my 22-month-old son. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing so good. Soren, good on you. It's nice to have you here. Hope that you and your kid are having a great time. Hopefully I can be encouraging. Hopefully they enjoy the sound of the upcoming theme music from Heroes 2 when we take a break. So Chris, we'll catch you around. Thanks for the stream. We will catch you around. Appreciate you. And yeah, Fix Fox wife, we did lose our cat. She was the best cat ever. She was a level 10 creature. Top tier. She gave you good morale all day, every day. All right, folks, it's time for me to take a break. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and I will see you on the flippity flop. Later. Okay, folks, we are back. Alrighty, so just as a little bit of a recap here. So, I mean, we're only month 1, week 2, day 4. Again, I feel like I play Olden Era at a bit of a snail's pace because there's still so much that we're trying to learn, and so much that we're trying to get caught up on, and that's not bad. I would rather play correctly and slow than rush and make a lot of mistakes. Does that make sense? Be quick, but don't hurry. I don't want to hurry this, how about? But we have our 2 castles. This is our main castle of Cryptosacia. Not quite the right way of saying that, but okay. And we've got everybody. Let's see, we're still missing grave robbers, we're still missing liches, we're still missing vampires, but we're doing okay here. We are up to the bank at least. We'd love to get the treasury, but right now we have a bit of a bottleneck. We would want to get our bones exchange as well, but mercury is needed here, mercury is needed here. So bit of an issue. We did end up spending a lot of mercury on spells. And I don't know, folks, was that the good decision or not? Because when it comes right down to it, it's over here. When it comes right down to it, let's see, we started off with the web spell, and then I think that we purchased Read Minds, and we purchased Umbral Grip. Were those spells worth it? I think the Umbral Grip has been really, really nice. The Read Minds has been very useful to help us make sure that we take the appropriate fights. We could have just hoped and gotten lucky, but for now I'm very happy that we did the Read Mind spell. Still, that cost us quite a bit of resources, and that's been a bit of a struggle. We are just barely under the required amount to get elite grave robbers. I think that we're going to go for a bit of a summoning game here because Shadespinner Oona is level 7. She does have the basic summon avatar. There's a nice summon subskill that will allow us to get additional summon power over time. So looking forward to that when we can get that. Otherwise, we're just kind of clearing the adventure map, and I feel like I'm kind of slow, but I know for sure I can't defeat these enemies that lead to other places. So we're on the track. We're on track for something. Something good, something great. I don't know. We will see. We'll take the experience here. Gold, not so valuable at the moment. Until we can get mercury, no issues. And then expert thaumaturgy. Finally, we can cast an additional spell each round at normal rates. That feels great. We will take that. Heroic Strikes dealing additional damage or adds 1+ tier to all your spells in your spellbook. That just feels good. It feels good. +1 tier to a energize spell, +1 tier to a haste. I feel like this is still really, really good. Even though this is not going to help our Nightshade magic, I still think that this is useful. Let's do that. Oh, adds all tier 1 spells. Hold on. Wait a second. I thought that this was +1 level to all your spells. No, no, no. This is adds all tier 1 spells to your spellbook. Folks, that feels great. Heroic Strike, cool, 20 damage. Or do you want the flexibility of being able to cast any tier 1 spell? I don't think there's any question. I mean, first off, this gives us From a Bird's Eye and Ground Sight. Let's just cast those immediately. Well, hold on. We might run into issues with our spell casting, but we now have these nice adventure map spells, and we also have Blessing, Early Start, Wean, like being able to affect initiative, being able to like haste your skeletons. Like, these are really nice spells. Energize, love it. So yeah, I think that was a no-brainer there. Happy that we took that route. I'm good for it. Very good. Very good. And Soren says, just remember that the animals are only there for you for the eternal life, and the only thing we owe them is that we make the right decision when it's time for them to not be here for us anymore. It's always really, really hard to make the right decision. And yeah, you always worry that, am I making the right decision? I don't want to let my pet go, but I also don't want them to be having a tough time. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But I appreciate all the many wonderful people out there that are good pet owners, that give their animals everything that they possibly can. Those sorts of people have my undying respect. So. Vammy says maybe it's cryptish. Cryptic in the castle. Cryptish. There you go. Cryptish. Yeah, we'll go with Cryptisha. Cryptisha. Let's go with that. I'm just never going to say the name of this castle ever again. How about that? It took me forever to say Boston J. So anyway. And Soren says, my parents-in-law just put down their pet after 20-month-old due to cancer in the liver jaw or the lower jaw. That's so sad. That's so sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Heroic Strike is going to be bad in the middle of the late game. I feel like it's not as good. Like, again, because you're fighting for focus points, I just don't think it's as good. Heroic Strike is good. I do want to play Old Lord Mandal game where I get into the late game with him, and I do want him to get the Swashbuckler ability, which will allow the Knights to do like an extra 200% bonus damage with their Heroic Strikes. I think that that'll be really fun to play with. I just haven't gotten there yet. Oh, but you better believe that I really want it. Really want to get there as soon as I possibly can. We will see. We will see. Still waiting to find out. We're going to fight this fight first and then go from there. But if you are not sad and miss the pet, it didn't mean anything to you, yeah. Don't be sad that they're gone. Be happy that you got to have them for as long as you did. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. Okay, we're gonna do one web spell. We got 33 spell points left. I think that we can deal with one stack at a time. They're gonna take 2 more turns to get down the battlefield. We could do an Umbral Grip because, hey, it's like cheap, really inexpensive. Yeah, 10 spell points. Well, it's double the cost, but it's not triple. I will wait. I don't need to cast it just yet. I do not need to cast it just yet anyway. Okay, whites. Dread Knights. Do some slows. Skip. Kill. Looks like 2 more skips. I don't know. Will the Dread Knights want to fight and do 9 to 11? I don't think I'm going to lose one here. I don't think I lose one of this retaliation. We killed 9. We lose half the stack. Okay. With a Heroic Strike and 1 more big hit here, this stack will be gone, and then the archers should be able to just focus down this really slow stack as it comes down the battlefield. So we're going to do some skips. Backing off. Heroic Strikes. Let's try and save spell points in this fight at this point. If you don't need to cast spells, then just don't. Down to 8. The good luck shot was perfect there. And that'll do it. Okay, cool. Very good. Very good. No losses is the way we like these fights. And Traveling Circus, what do we pick up? Advanced Summon Avatar. So this is going to give us not the basic level Avatar spell, but you're going to get the advanced version. We could do where this is like an attacking Avatar. We could do the one where it's like a defending Avatar. I like the Avatar to be +2 speed and initiative. This feels like really good to me because then I can put Dread Knights midway through the battlefield and then cast this Avatar of Celerity, and then it can go down and it can disrupt like ranged enemies. It's kind of my personal favorite. I understand why it might not be everybody's personal favorite, but it feels very, very valuable to me. This Iridescent Abbey and this Pauper Knight's Order, I'm gonna fight this fight. It says this is an impossible fight for me to win. I don't think so. I think I got this. How many spell points do we still have? 33? 33. Yeah, we'll do it. It says we'll win this way. It'll be even better with spells. So let's battle this. Win says, having 1 movement range in a hero's fight must be the most frustrating thing ever. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Just wading through quicksand. Just the worst. Ugh. But it's a good thing it's these guys and not me that have to deal with that. That feels fine to me. Big stack of 47, 38, 35, 43, 35, 35. So this is the base level white, and then we got the both of the upgrades here. We got the Wraiths that have the Memory Devour ability, so they convert additional hit points, right? So whites do this, but they do this a little bit better. And then Howl the Banshee forces the target to move to a random adjacent hex. So like mispositioning the enemies. Nightmare from the Phantasms. Upon attacking, the enemy is cursed, and then they take additional damage. Okay, all right. I do want to do a web right now. I kind of want to cast 2 webs. Let's do a web here, and then an additional web I can cast. I should be able to cast it because I got Oona. Nope, you can't cast it again. That's unfortunate. So there are some restrictions with even a Nightshade School of Magic caster, but I don't have to deal with, I can cast multiple instances of magic damage from the same School of Magic anyway, so that's worthwhile. That's still good. Is it worth using the Umbral Grip in the moment? I don't know. I think that we're going to want to cast this. Oh, Advanced Summon Avatar should be 20 spell points. We're going to cast that in just a second, so we're going to wait. We're going to let these guys come down the battlefield. We'll do the Advanced Summon Avatar, and then we'll kind of stay in their way. Keep this stack alive. We'll go to here. We'll defend. Do you want the focus points? Let's just start attacking for focus points. 6 to 18. We killed 17 with the good luck. Nice job. Way to go, Skeleton Archers. Doing some damage. Alrighty. And then these enemies are all about to go in just a second. I'm not going to go out and attack, though. I'm going to defend. Yeah, this guy can reach. I'm going to defend. I'm going to do the Advanced Summon Avatar now and just send them out into the battlefield to take damage. I just don't want these Phantasms to step on me. I guess I could web them as well, and then they're going to be out of the fight until I'm ready to deal with them. How many spell points? 8. If I do that, then I don't get enough spell points for the Advanced Summon Avatar. I think that the Advanced Summon Avatar is just better. I think it's just better. I mean, this is a really effective slow. A really effective slow. It'll take them 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get down the battlefield if I slow them now. That basically eliminates 1 full stack. But then 230 hit points, 53 damage. I mean, that's pretty good too. That's pretty good too. And if I cast it now, like right here or something, then they can actually go down and attack these Phantasms. I feel like this is a choice where with more experience, I would know the right thing to do, but right now I'm not too sure. Right now I'm not too sure. If we do this Advanced Summon Avatar, though, we're not going to have any other spell casting for the entire rest of the fight. So tell you what, just erring on the side of making sure that we have multiple spells. I'm going to do this web here now. These guys can't reach us just yet. We're going to end up waiting on everybody for 1 full round of combat. We will wait. We will take the focus point charge there. 6 to 18. We kill 11 with our archers. We kill 7 with this heroic strike. Continue to take some flesh out of these guys. It's probably not flesh now, is it? Probably not flesh. I do want to keep the skeleton archers ready to go. I'm going to just defend one more time. But now it's time to attack. Now it's time to attack. So let's see, 28, 8 to 10. Let's kill 8 to 10 here. We got a good strike, 13 down to 7. Nice, very nice. Love these Dread Knights. They are quality troops. Really enjoy this. Really am enjoying them. Because we're going to try and stay away from this top stack over here and here, I'm just going to slow down this guy. And this will give me the opportunity to attack here. Man, the slow is just so good. The web is such a good spell. There's no chance of good morale happening here. I think that we just won this fight just based off of this one single spell. And this just goes on to discuss a little bit more, perhaps, how good Marl is. Marl, the Necromancer, who provides the slow prevention, it just feels good. Just feels good. I'm going to wait here. I think I can take out these forces. skeletons, archers. 11 to 16, we killed the full stack. Good, good. We'll wait. Kill 7 here. Good. And yeah, and now the undead pet's gonna just wait one more turn. We don't have to worry about damage. We'll kill 7. Back off. Okay, and then 1 full wait. Schmockus! Hello, Schmockus. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Hey, watching your F Heroes 2 gameplay for a while now on YouTube. Really enjoying it. I love that you made your way over here. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I tell you what, I love me some good quality F Heroes 2. Like, love it. In case you haven't noticed, I do enjoy it. And so, yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying that there. What do you think about Olden Era? How are you finding this Olden Era stuff? One of my favorite comments on the most recent F Heroes 2 video was, oh, don't flee, don't do that, was somebody who mentioned that, oh man, this is the true GOAT, then they're not interested in seeing Olden Era. I have a bit of a quandary, folks. I now have folks that are interested only in Olden Era, and I have folks that will always only be interested in F Heroes 2. That's not a bad thing, but I do have to balance time. I have to spread my attention a little bit, and I'm up to the challenge. I'm excited for it. That's the way I would prefer things to be anyway. But for those of you that are saying, oh, I only want to see Olden Era, or oh, I only want to see F Heroes 2, I'm so sorry, that's not going to happen. I do like the opportunity to focus on multiple games at once, and yeah, we are gonna focus on multiple games. That's for sure. That's for sure. A little bit more damage. With only 15 remaining, there's 8 to 14. There's 2 left here. At this point, I want a Q function. I want to just hit Q and end the battle from this point. That is the biggest quality of life feature that I want the Olden Era team to make for this game. 12 skeletons for these losses. This feels great. Folks, the only problem at this point is that now we do not have none. We do not have any spell points. We need to go back home. Basic daylight magic. Ooh, that's interesting. Basic daylight magic, basic battle magic. Ooh, I mean, for summon avatar, there's some good stuff here. Friendly creature summons abilities, 50 additional creatures. Friendly creatures deal 100% damage to summoned enemy creatures. I kind of want this expert summon avatar. I kind of like the idea of this basic battle magic. I do still want like logistics and intelligence. Daylight magic is so good, but I've got enough secondary skills and sub skills that add levels to my daylight magic. I'm gonna go for this expert summon avatar, and we're gonna go for their name is Legion. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, you're one of those F Heroes 2 only guys. Hey, I appreciate very, very much then that you're stopping in to say hey, and you know, hang out for as long as you're interested in. But I totally understand. I totally get it. When it comes right down to it, yeah. I don't expect people to enjoy every single game that I play here on the channel. And that does not hurt my feelings. Like, I want you to enjoy the things that you're most interested in. So, remember to go for the subclass, Soren said? Yeah, I think we went for the right one. Bearded Man says, basic daylight magic after having gotten every level 1 spell is very valuable. Because you get the +1 level. So, like, your energized spell is going to be +1. We're going to need to check this in a second. So, we're going to fight this fight. Wait, no spell points? Like, literally no spell points? If I don't fight this fight now, I'm never going to come back. I got 9 spell points. Should I fight this fight? With 9 spell points. We currently have 78 movement points left. If I just wait here, I should get 10 spell points. I'm going to fight this fight. Okay, let's see what the losses are. I think that you're right about that, but let's take a quick peek here. So hold on. The Mother Superiors or the Inquisitors are going to be down here. So let's go here, and here, and here, so that way they only attack these creatures. And then we will deal here, and here, and here. Maybe like this. Maybe like that. Okay. So right now, if I'm only looking at daylight magic, tier 1 spells, the blessing, yeah, we're at +1. Here and here. So that would be the difference between being able to dispel the web effect. That would be triggering one more time at the beginning of next round. You're right. Daylight magic would be really good for that. I mean, if I wasn't the undead, right? And then blessing spell affecting all friendly creatures. Of course, not affecting the undead, right? But like that +1 level of proficiency that I would get from daylight magic would be pretty exceptional, wouldn't it? Energize, is that? Oh, it's arcane magic. For some reason, I thought that energize, it's because it's yellow. If it's yellow, I associate it with daylight magic, but energize is actually an arcane magic spell. Interesting, I had no idea. You'd think I would have known. I did not. Did not. Oh, Koryak, thank you for the follow. Nice to have you here. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Snorin says, okay, I can't tell the color of it. It looks the same. Yeah, looks the same. But is it really worth it? I mean, if we had energize and if this was Daylight School magic, I would say for sure. I don't know. I don't know. I still like this. I still like where we're at. Okay, folks, we got to do this fight. So I'm going to stay away from these Inquisitors for a while. I can do a slow here, and that'll actually bring them to an absolute crawl. And that'll actually let me kite them into oblivion forever. I think that that is my very best spell here. Sounds a little weird because I can just keep casting this web spell again and again. I think it's just my superior spell at the moment. Will I lose a Dread Knight here? I think I might on this retaliation. We kill one, about half HP. We do have a heroic strike. Lovely. I don't think that the skeletons can barely reach. I'm going to try and help out the skeletons over here so that they can do some damage. Wraiths and undead pets, they should be able to kind of clean up this area. Wraiths are doing fine. Mother Superiors, or rather Inquisitors, very slow. They will stay that way, hopefully forever. Tell you what, I mean, do you want the focus points or do you just want to step up with the skeletons? I think, let's see, good morale? No, negative morale because of my subclass ability. Yeah, I'm going to let these skeletons step up. I'm going to do this melee attack here so that my 60 skeletons can attack without a retaliation. So I still get the focus points charges, but then I also don't have to deal with some other unpleasantries. I will devote one shot to these Lightweavers, so that way the skeletons can do a little bit more damage a little bit quicker. I think that that'll be very, very useful actually, because then they're not going to be stuck here. If the Inquisitors are going to try and step up for some reason, I can escape. The Inquisitors do have this infuse armor ability, by the way, have you noticed? So this will increase the creature's defense by 5 and speed by 1. It will dispel any negative effects that restrict movement. So right now, they're webbed. This will not be the case forever. We do need to focus some damage on them, but I do want to... Oh, I hope this web spell holds for one more turn. So let's actually wait. Low morale, they lost their turn. Heck yeah. That could not have gone any better. Goodness. Okay, but when this comes up, they're going to go up to 4 speed, 3 speed, and then +1 with the infused armor. Yeah, I think you just gotta keep doing damage. I'm going to send this one skeleton archer right here. Back off with these other skeletons. The skeleton archer hopefully will just kind of get in the way a little bit. What did you just do? Holy Abulation dispels all negative effects from all friendly creatures and fully restores their HP. Dang, okay. All right, so the Inquisitors are ready to go, but that did cost them their focus point charges. I'm gonna start moving the Wraiths over in this direction. Dread Knights skip their turn basically. Another heroic strike. Wow, that was actually a really good use of their ability there. I didn't realize that they had that. And then we only have 1 spell point left, so I think that we have to wait. Hope that they don't do anything special. They don't. No good morale. They can't get good morale. I think we gotta suck it up and take the damage. Do you want to lose the skeletons or do you want to lose the white? 2 defense, 5 defense. Which do you want to lose more? If we wait, then the skeleton archers get to go. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let the skeletons take the hit, even though I'd kind of prefer to wait so that I can turn the skeletons into skeleton archers. I'm gonna do it this way. They just have the higher defense. We're gonna lose way more on this retaliation than if I attacked with these guys, but still. Yeah, 23 skeletons goes down. Bit of an ouch. Bit of an ouch. We'll leave room so that our Dread Knights can get a nice double attack off. 34 points of damage, not once but twice. Very good, very good. With a heroic strike and 1 more bit of damage. Will we lose on this retaliation? Possibly. They're gonna probably do the Celestial Flail attack and just AoE me to death. So I'm gonna actually, let's see, I'm gonna consider. They can reach the skeleton archers if they want. I can't stop it. So let's go in this direction so they can't get all 3 of us. Ooh. A little bit of HP. Yeah, 8 skeleton archers. Oh, that's fine. But they did do their infuse armor ability, so they got the additional speed. They got some of the additional stats. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's only one remaining. Undead pets are going to do the majority of the damage. Skeleton archers are going to pile on. Skeletons do a little bit more, and that's going to be the end of the fight. Folks, the fact that the Dread Knights, we did not lose a single one, this fight would have gone way better if I had known that the Lightweaver had that ability to remove the negative effect from the Inquisitor. And of course, this fight would have gone way better with some additional spell points, but we will take what we can get. We will take what we can get. We had a follow, Silva Velvish. Thank you so much for the follow. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. Enjoying some Olden Era. So that Iridescent Abbey fight, I mean, we got through it. We got through it. We survived. As a dead person, that's pretty much all I can expect out of myself. And for the first time in a while, I wish that I had that subclass ability that restored 10% of my spell points per day. That would actually be kind of nifty. But these things do happen. Let's go for Grave Robbers. It's day 5. This is going to look like a complete and total error if we don't get Grave Robbers this week. So let's just get Grave Robbers this week. How about upgrade to Skeleton Archers? Very good. And oh, I think you got to do it. Resource Depot, 2 mercury per day. You got to do it. Right now we don't have any mercury coming in. Let's get 3 per day. Yeah, let's get 3 per day. Are there any heroes actually? Hold on. Milossa the Golden. So she's actually, I mean, she's additional gold per day. I feel like I should pick her up just because she's free gold. Not here, of course, but I don't know. Is she better than Marl? Marl's only a level 2 hero. I like his learning. I like his logistics, but if I'm being honest, she's going to pay for herself very, very quickly. I actually think we're going to do it like this. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm going to let Marl go. Even though you're about to fight this big fight here. Maybe I can reach with Shadespinner Oona. It's going to be how many days? It's 1 full day, 2 full days. She can actually reach the gingerbread house, and she's going to have the forces to take this out. I'm rather than have Marl go and do that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have him bring, where'd you go, dude? Are you not in the castle? I'm going to have Marl bring these forces over to Shadespinner Oona. Here. And then I'm going to dismiss him, and I'm going to trade him out for Milossa the Golden. Kind of weird that I'm doing it this way, but it does feel the most appropriate to me at the moment anyway. So Marl, is this the dismiss ability? Marl. Nope, it's right here. Okay. The buttons are really small. I struggle to figure out what they are. This tells you the information on the hero, and then this is the dismiss. So are you sure you want to delete the hero? Only because I need the additional space, and Milossa I think is just superior. Unfortunately, she's just superior. Maybe I'll even hire her over here so that way she can do some other stuff over here. Okay. She does come with forces though. She does come with some additional forces. Not too bad. Okay. Rest in peace, Marl. Crazy FX says. Yeah, that was not... I don't know. Folks, tell me if you think that was a good decision or bad decision. I actually have no idea. I think that I am open to criticism there. I am happy to hear what you have to say on the matter. Maybe that was a good decision. Maybe that was a bad decision. Hopefully my reasoning makes sense, even if you would have done something different. That's kind of my goal, is that even if we disagree on something, that we still say, well, at least I see what you were thinking, even if it wasn't the best decision. Okay, we're gonna go through these guys. This shouldn't be too big of a problem. And then this will give us another Crypt and Grave. I don't want to lose a Dread Knight though. Weird Man says it was a decision of all time. It was a decision. All I can say is that it was a decision. More than that, I can't say. I'm immediately gonna do, sleep. I mean, web versus sleep. At this point, web is going to last longer. 6 turn duration versus 4 turn duration. Let's do it like this. Even right now, I feel like I could hit Q and just end the battle. And I think that the AI should be able to figure out where it should attack and where it shouldn't attack. But I guess I'll just have to let it do its best. Damage. Kill. Damage. Heroic Strike. Back. Defend, 1 archer shot, 2 archer shots, and 3 archer shots. On to a new round. Defend, heroic strike. Defend, attack. And again. And this might be a time where we actually need to discuss, folks, What do we think about the game speed? So I've currently got game speed turned up by 1, and by 1 only. So other people I've seen, they play at the level of speed that you play for Heroes 3, you know, like the impossibly quick, like can't really tell what's going on speed. I tend to I don't enjoy that even when I'm playing Heroes 3. Even though I know Heroes 3 well enough, I could maybe play at that speed. It moves too fast for me. I don't enjoy it myself. In that situation, it would have saved us an additional bit of time if we had just adjusted the battle speed. This feels about as fast as is comfy for me. I don't know. You'll have to let me know how you feel about it, but this actually is about as fast as I feel comfy with. Let me know what you think. Okay, daylight magic, logistics. We talked about logistics before. I'm gonna still favor the logistics over the daylight magic, even at this point. Because hopefully I just use so many Nightshade magics that I don't have to even worry about daylight magic. We will see though. We will see. Milossa is hanging out, walking around. Not really much in this area. Everything is pretty well guarded. But I mean, there's 2 kennels. There's grave robbers here. There's a lot going on here still. Bambi says, I think it's a good speed where we can see all the animations without being excessively slow. Thank you. That's the feedback I was going for. Whether or not that made the most sense or not. So thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. We're up to 3 mercury. We're going to pick up enough mercury to get this bones exchange first thing in the morning. I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that because it's going to be a day 7 deal. We've got 2 faction law points. As the enemies end their turns, simultaneous turns have stopped. That's a little bit scary. Last time this happened, we had enemies come through like a week later. Folks, if an enemy attacks us right now, I am not prepared. And I don't know at this point what else I should have done to have done better, if that makes any sense. Like right now, I really feel like I'm fighting this fight as best as I can. I'm not too sure the best way of doing better than I am currently. Like I'm kind of pushing myself. I feel like I'm not too far behind in tempo, but the AI tends to do pretty exceptionally well. I don't know. I'm not sure what'll happen if the enemy comes charging through the gates very, very soon. Skeleton archers doing some damage. These guys do have the range defense, so negative 30 damage there. These guys got the Aegis ability, so they and... Hold on. So them and adjacent friendly creatures take negative 30 damage. I wonder what happens if you stack Aegis and ranged defense. These are 2 separate things. So while I don't think you can put 2 Suns Aegis next to each other and get negative 60% reduced damage, I think you might be able to do ranged defense and take negative 30 there and negative 30 here for negative 60. That would make sense to me though. That would make sense. I'm not sure if it works like that though. Could you imagine making that situation work? It's like a phalanx wall and you just walk up together. That would be pretty cool if you could make that happen. Okay, I'm just gonna hit wait a few times. Start the heroic strikes down from 75 down to 69. Nice. Down to 63. And if I can, yeah, so first thing in the morning, let's see, we're actually gonna move the undead pets out of the way a little bit. I could attack. I think I would lose a Dread Knight. If I move out of the way to here, I think I can wait. And when it's the skeleton archer's turn, no, they're gonna get attacked before. No, they won't. Yeah, they will. They'll get attacked before this group goes, so they can't take the retaliation off, but at least I can do full damage in just a second. Oh, they waited. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna steal these guys' retaliation. And now when I attack with all my troops, we're gonna do exceptionally fine. These guys should not have good morale because we got the -1 on top of them. So very good, very good. I'll heroic strike yet again because sure, why not? But from here on out, we need to start using all of our firepower focused on these guys. So undead pets are gonna get to go with no problems. Nice. And again, 37 down to 12. Nice stack of the whites. Good, good. All right, sweet. And then we'll just do that whole thing over again. I'm gonna move this skeleton stack over here up just a tiny bit because I'm gonna want them to be the ones to take this retaliation off this group. 3 more turns. The web spell is gonna last 3 more turns. Golly, it's such an effective spell. I love it. I will wait 1 more turn just for 1 more additional focus point there. Hold on. Wait. We're in range, just about. One more turn, 2 more turns, okay. Let's go to... We'll attack one more time. Down to 34. Skeletons need to go to here. Undead pets will just creep up just a tiny bit. Okay, now we just wait one more time. This will be the final turn. It'll be a full salvo from the 102 archers. This one single skeleton archer is going to walk across and take the retaliation here. And the losses are going to be exactly 2 skeletons in this fight. I feel great about that. And again, I credit this all to my trusty web spell. That was super good for me. I think that it's actually probably a good thing that Olden Era, you have the ability to fight these fights with absolutely minimal losses. I think that the opportunity for like a skill opportunity, I think that feels really, really nice. And I think that that's something you can consistently count on from game to game and playthrough to playthrough. So I'm good for it. And I'm very good for this Bones Exchange. Finally, up to my friends and yours, the Grave Robbers. We'll be picking up 17 at the beginning of tomorrow with 2 additional faction law points. I guess I could do some additional skeletons. I'm kind of really getting a fairly decent stack of them. Let's do that for now. Milossa's going to stay put, ready to return some forces later. And the gingerbread house, we will come back in a moment. Let's clear out these raw shoth. I don't think that we're going to take any losses here. Destroy them, should be no losses. 5 undead pets. I gotta fight this fight. I do feel like I need to fight all these fights because who knows if 5 undead pets are going to be worth it or not. Who can see? Win says I have nothing to complain about the speed. Okay, perfect. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you for the feedback again. Nick's wife says, are you planning on being done by like 3 or 4? Just trying to plan things with the kids. Let's see, it's almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, I tell you what, I'll plan on being done about 3-ish, my dear. I'll plan on being done about 3-ish. So let me know what the plan is. Or don't. I trust that you'll handle things, but let me know if you so desire. Uh-oh, wait. That was a mistake. So this guy can't reach, but this guy can. And it's like the AoE sweeping strike. Yeah, sweeping strike. Should I go attack? I don't think so. I got 7 spell points. Is that enough? That's not enough for a web. It's enough for an umbral grip, though. We'll take out 21. That still feels pretty okay. If I attack, I think I will lose a Dread Knight. I don't want to lose a Dread Knight at the moment. I do kind of like the idea of them being a power stack. Then again, I could probably make some adjustments to where these guys' speed is not going to be close enough. Tell you what, let's attack. Let's attack. I want to defend, but I don't want to take the sweeping strike ability, if at all possible. I'll take 8 off the top here. Oh, the whites can't reach. That's not good. We can reach here. Okay, a little bit of damage, so be it. And unfortunately, the skeleton archers are not going to get a full shot off here. I thought I'd be able to do that. Looks like the answer is no. I'll wait. I'll take my lumps. Who are they going to attack? They're going to attack the whites. It's going to cost me 9 whites. Essentially, this whole little mess up and the lack of spell points cost me like 9 whites and a couple of skeleton archers. Yeah, still acceptable. Totally acceptable. Do I attack this battle as well, though? I think you definitely want to wait 1 more day for that. So we will pick up the pile of books first thing in the morning, because it'll start on day 7. We're going to stay right here for the gingerbread house. Milossa the Golden is ready to stay put. And folks, that's going to be the end of day 7. On to month 1, week 3, day 1. Yes, I do want to intern. Bammy says, I'm going to hit the party with a shield wall in my D&D game tomorrow morning. Pro gaming. Well, yeah, Bammy, as a dungeon master, I'm very happy that you're doing so very good for your forces to take them out. It's never the player against the dungeon master, right? Like, we all agree that's not what we're trying to do here, but we do recognize that we're trying our very, very best to make sure that our players have a really nice experience. So a nice experience, that goes an awful long way. Folks, have you noticed? Oh shoot, it's a Bulwark. There's an enemy Necropolis hero here. Bulwark. 11 attack, 10 defense, 8 spell power, 9 knowledge. I can maybe get back to my castle. I'm not going to get full spell points though. Do I have enough? I'm probably gonna need to trade to get level 3 walls. I will trade to get level 3 walls. Unfortunately, that's gonna feel kind of bad. But we're gonna defend against Bulwark in just a second. Win asks, could you make a guide on how to play heroes on the hardest difficulties, perhaps? I mean, in some ways, I'm kind of doing that right now. It's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. But yeah, I think that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll do my very, very best. How about that? I'm still trying to make sure that people don't believe. I don't want people to think that feel like I'm the best Heroes player ever. When it comes to Heroes 2, I'm very happy with my skill level there. Very happy with my skill level in Heroes 2. Still working on my skill level in Heroes 3, as is everyone, I think. So if anyone claims to be an expert on Heroes of Might Magic Olden Era at this point, I think that they are fooling themselves. I think that that's a little bit of a brag that I wouldn't be comfortable making myself. Not saying that they're not an excellent Heroes player themselves, right? Just that I don't think that anybody has the level of expertise yet that really makes it. I don't think anybody's just there yet. Patro says that's a big army. They've got vampires. They've got which liches are those? Those are not pestilent liches. Those are the other ones. Skeletons, cavaliers. How did you get such a big army, my dude? Where did you get the alchemical dust for this fight? It's crazy. Okay, best thing I can do, I think, is going to be to upgrade the walls. So we need to trade for 6 ore. Let's trade for 6 ore. I think the enemy will attack us. I think we're going to win, actually. I think that if they attack us, I think that we will win. How expensive is this? For gems, I will do that. 9 out of my 27. Okay. Back to my main place. So walls level 3. Upgrades the main tower. It now deals 300% bonus damage. Okay. Upgrades the main tower. It can now shoot twice per round. Okay. Upgrades the main tower. It now deals damage to all enemies adjacent to the target. I don't know which one's the best. I think that shooting twice is, well, 300%. I mean, this one's going to give you the most damage. This one's going to let you spread your damage more effectively. This one's going to hope that they clump up and then you just plop right down on them. Upgrades the main tower. Folks, what do you think? I think that I don't dislike any of these. Y'all can let me know which one you want to see. And Win says, oh yeah, no pressure. Oh, thank you. Good. And I'm very glad you say that, because I can't help it. People don't mean to apply pressure to me. I take the pressure a little bit because that's just how I am, right? So thank you for saying no pressure. But just wondered, because that's something I'd find useful as a newer Heroes player. But there's probably already stuff out there too. For other Heroes games, for sure. I don't think that there is so much for Olden Era, because I think people are still figuring it out. I'm very excited. I saw that Grubby, who is a longtime Heroes of Might Magic, Grubby, who's a longtime Warcraft 3 player, did enjoy a lot of Olden Era a little bit ago, and he's moved on to other games for the moment. I'm sure he'll be back, but I'm very excited to see kind of that pro gamer mentality, and to see what what his perspective is on some of these things when he gets there. And thank you, Fix Fox Wife. Oh yeah, Halloween candy. It's time for it to disappear. I agree. Okay. And Vammy's gonna take the candy for us. Okay. Win says 300% damage. Okay, let's do that. 300% damage. I do think that this is the best decision we can make at the moment. With enough gold, I think we can purchase everybody here. Let's consider, I think that Skeleton Archers is still a really useful stack, so I will upgrade them. Dread Knights are just quality units. Grave Robbers will pick up a full 27. We still got 9k gold left. I think you just purchase everybody here, don't you? I think you just purchase everybody here. Okay, with 1700 gold left, this is our defense. I don't know if it's great or not, but we will take it. I'm going to keep 2 stacks of the skeletons here. I think that could be useful. I think I do want the 1 big stack of the Grave Robbers so that they can do the Dig Up Bones ability with our focus points. So maybe then I want to do 3 stacks of Skeleton Archers. Probably not. But I will do a single stack of the whites. But I am ready to get attacked here. And I don't know. We're going to have to see how this defense goes, because this could be icky. This could be gross. We're just going to have to in turn and just see what the enemy does. But I think that they're going to attack us because they're going to say, oh, you don't have nearly as big of a force as I do, which is correct. They don't know that we don't have a lot of spell points, which is also a problem. But with the defenses, I think that we have a chance at least. Let's see how this goes. And Endozoa with the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. It's a pleasure having you here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, they ran away. Oh, they ran away. I want to pursue them, folks. I want to pursue them. Can I run after them? With full spell points. With full spell points, I actually kind of like my chances. I just don't want them to get away. I thought we were going to have a big fight there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, but Bearded Man agrees. 300% damage does seem more valuable. Good. I appreciate that. And then Dread Knight's upgrade could be useful for the extra +1 kills. Yeah, I just don't have any alchemical dust. I need alchemical dust for any of these upgrades. So that feels kind of bad. Crazy FX asked, is there a difference when the hero in the garrison? Oh, when they're in the garrison versus when they're standing in the door? You know, that's a good question. So in like Heroes 2, for example, I suppose I could have baited the enemy if it was Heroes 2 by doing this. And then the enemy might have attacked, and then these forces in the garrison will drop down into the hero, or rather the hero will drop up into the garrison. I don't know how it works in Olden Era, and I didn't want to wait and find out right then and there. If it was F Heroes 2, I think we could have baited him into fighting. Maybe. I don't know. But all I know, folks, is that this is scary. That is absolutely terrifying for me. I am not looking forward to seeing more of that. Basic scouting. I think that Milossa the Golden is obligated to start heading in this direction. Somebody needs to go scouting for me. Somebody does. Should I go for these sentinels? I think I can win. I think it's dangerous. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is weird. Win says it's very interesting because the +1 extra kill does work well early versus the other ones that strike twice, which is better late. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, if I can get the alchemical dust, that might be one of my first upgrades. I've got lots of dwellings that Milossa should get to, but with the scouting, I do want her to get up the road. I want to see what the enemy has already seen. No. This feels like I want it, but it's going to take me too long to get there. This Bones Exchange. Sentinels of Glory. I don't think I've ever dealt with this fight before. Let me just check it real quick. These are like tier 7 creatures? Aren't these like, I don't even know what tier of creatures these are. It says it's a difficult battle. I think it's going to be a very difficult battle, and you're going to be surrounded. Sentinels of Glory are Guardians of Balance. It's a creature bank. I kind of want to fight this fight just to see what'll happen. Just to see what'll happen. What if I just do some splits? I want to fight this fight. Don't be scared. Just fight. Says we win. Says that the losses are going to be horrific. Says it's going to be horrific. Oh, Bearded Man, split your units. Yeah, we did it. Lovely. Perfect. But they're like tier 5 or tier 6. I have to hope that my spells are going to be good. I don't know. This fight feels weird. Okay. Archers in the middle. I'm guessing it's going to be like when you fight kitten horns and they can reach you in the middle. I'm guessing. Hopefully they don't have really, really high initiative. Hopefully they don't all just crowd around me right now. So these are tier 6 creatures. Yikes. Worldwatchers, 75 HP, 21 attack, 21 defense. They're going to do 25 damage. These are ranged enemies. Oh my goodness. So these are ranged enemies that can attack at range. They do have a melee damage penalty, but they're duelists. So even though they have a melee penalty, they're still going to do 100% damage because they're going to strike twice. They're sharpshooters, so they will deal full damage at any range. Magic defense, they will take 90% magic damage. I don't believe, though, I think that I can bypass that with my pure damage from my Umbral Grip. And then Trap, Time Loop, places an invisible trap. A ground enemy stack that steps onto it is transported back to their starting point and forced to end their turn. That's cool. Oh, what a cool ability. I like that unit. That's awesome. By the way, is anybody getting Wheatley vibes from Portal? Huh? Portal? Anybody? Anybody? Just me? No? Okay. Can't sleep these guys because they're constructs. I could Shade Cloak so I can't be targeted. Web isn't going to help because these are ranged enemies. Umbral Grip, yeah, it's 215 pure damage. It's not magic damage. But it doesn't say magic damage. It says... Oh, no, negative 90% magic damage. It's not magic damage, though. Umbral Grip is pure damage. So that is going to be 215 pure damage. And it'll kill one unit on top of that. Can't be modified in any way. So that'll kill 75, that'll kill 2, that'll kill 3. I'll kill 3. 3 out of 8. Okay, let's look at other options. What are the other spells that'll be worthwhile here? Expert Summon Avatar. That'll actually be really nice though, because then it can take out one entire enemy. It'll be right in their face. What's their speed? So they're only 3 speed, so if you get into their face, they're not gonna be able to get around you, which is really nice. They're all about to take their turn though. My Summon Avatar should have a high enough initiative that they'll get to go anyway. I can do 2 spells though, folks. I can do 2 spells because I got the Thaumaturgy. I will do the Expert Summon Avatar, and I will also take a little bit off the top with an Umbral Grip. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna cast this now. Hope that they go to the top. No, their initiative is only 7, even though I got Celerity on. These are just 10 initiative creatures. They're just crazy. Okay. Feels bad. I get it. I understand. I understand. I could have, I suppose, looked for the spell that reduces initiative. What is that? What is the spell that reduces initiative? I could have done that, I suppose. Anyway, we're gonna go with this Umbral Grip. I'm gonna assume that we can do damage there. Damage. Let's see. You're gonna go here. You're gonna go there. Here. Try and keep the wolves alive. Try to keep the undead pets alive. Yeah, we killed 3 there. All right, let's just kill 1, maybe 2. There's 1. We lose the Dread Knight on the retaliation, and the undead pets are gonna take a bit of a beating. Are the skeleton archers gonna take the wrath? They do. 29. Another 47, another 48. Oh my goodness. That hurts. Let's never do that again. Oh my goodness, let's never do that again. How much damage did the first stack do in melee? Worldwatcher took 104 points of damage. They counterattacked. It didn't say what they counterattacked for. Oh, 161 damage. This guy's got 330, so I can attack without worrying about getting killed. Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep the whites alive then. Let's just step up here. We'll attack. Not gonna lose 1 on the retaliation. Almost, but not quite. Now that almost makes me want to, no, you want to get into their face. I've got to get into their face because I don't want them to attack the skeleton archers anymore. That was a one-time thing. I'm never gonna let you do that again. My Dread Knights are gonna be able to get out of the way. I'm gonna position myself to where this Worldwatcher group has to attack here. So we're gonna kill 1 to 2. We kill 1, almost 2. So you're covered up, you're covered up. 2 to 3. Dread Knights are gonna go and attack here first thing. So you could kill there, or you can kill up here. Somebody's got to help up here. Here. And then long reach attacks. Not once, but twice. You can kill 2, or you can do the dig up bones. I'd rather kill 2 here at the moment. This group, though, I might want to do dig up bones. Or you can kill 1. There's only 2 left here. Just take out the 1. That's the problem with the summons. If I could find a way to have the grave robbers take their turn and get the summon off, and just not like lose anything, that'd be ideal, but I just don't see a good way of making this happen. Okay, we just lost 28 of our wraiths right there. Another 5 on top of that. Okay, I'm gonna take the retaliation off this top stack of 5. Retaliation's gone. Good. Rogue strike here so that the wolves have a better shot. I keep calling them wolves. They're not wolves. They are other creatures. They are undead pets. They are the thing that goes bump in the night. They are the cold chill that runs up your spine. They are what waits in the darkness. Okay, alrighty. And just to kind of show you what this looks like, this is gonna be the first time we use the dig up bones ability. Just somewhere around my grave robber, I just click on this. 3 stack of skeletons. And it said it was going to be 26, but we got double that because we do have the summoning ability. I mean, a free stack of 52 skeletons, that only is going to scale more and more with my attack and my defense, so pretty good. Folks, did I love this fight? The answer is no, I did not love this fight. Does it feel bad to lose 124 of your skeleton archers? Yes. Is this going to be worth it if the creatures contained are exceptionally good? I can only hope. Do we want basic siegecraft? Do we want economy? Do we want advanced logistics? I want the logistics for sure. And I will say terrain penalty reduced by 50%. That should be good. All that for one Sentinel of Glory. You better be the best creature in the world. Level 7 creature, 40 attack, 40 defense, 50 damage. Melee creature, flying, Arena's Way. Dispels all negative effects from this creature and fully restores its own hit points. Get out of here. Naira's Way. Until the end of the round, deals additional damage and takes additional damage. I hate... Oh, this is... I don't think this was worth it. I don't know if this was worth it, folks. I don't know if this was worth it. Win says, see, this would be the kind of fight where you just went in with an upgrade Dread Knights and the 1 stacks and started reaping with that +1 bonus. You're completely correct. So I haven't seen, though. I have not seen any... See no alchemical dust. Yeah, I still see no alchemical dust, but we will hope that we can find some soon. Because you're completely right. You're spitting facts, as it were. Spitting facts. And I'm just sad. All right, let's go kill a dragon. 2 dragons. Okay. And Silvavesh. I never guessed the depth that Heroes of Might and Magic could be played to. You know, I do feel like I'm trying to do more than just click. In the previous playthrough, it felt like I was doing just a little bit too much clicking. So actually, I really appreciate that. That feels like a really high compliment from you. Thank you very much. Because I do want to play the game as best as I can. Yeah, hopefully it's fun for you, right? Hopefully it's fun to just say, oh, this is what I would have done. This is what you could have, you know, this is an angle you could have done differently than me. Yeah, hopefully that's what you're getting out of this playthrough. So thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow and thanks for spending the time. I really do appreciate it. Jamie says, are these neutral creatures? They were the neutral creatures. I don't think that they don't belong to any faction. Sentinels that we just defeated, they don't belong to any faction. So yeah. And then Dark Duke, is that Dark Dooku? Dark Dusu? Sorry, I was having a Star Wars flashback. Says you can get it from the items from the dust. It's true. I do have, let's see. I've got the one artifact. I do have the one artifact that I could convert into alchemical dust. I wonder how much it's worth. Okay, we get the straw hat, 3,000 gold. Let's take a quick look, because that's a really good idea. Like this fancy mask, it's gonna give me 50 dust. What would the straw hat give me? Straw hat would also give me 50 dust. So now because I don't want both of these, which one's better? 2 focus points, part of the inner song, or the straw hat? I think straw hat gives you attack and defense and knowledge and morale and luck if you find other parts of it. I feel like straw hat is actually a little bit better than the fancy mask. I could be wrong. I might be undervaluing how good 2 additional focus points are. And I'd feel really silly if I found the other items for the inner song artifact deal. I don't know which is better. But I mean for 50 alchemical dust, I think you're right. I think we got to make a decision here because 75 here, it would give me the kennels. I could get the kennels and the upgraded wraiths. So I could get the armored hounds and the phantasms. I could get the Kennel Masters and the Merchants of Death, which remember, we're kind of going for this summon ability, right? Like we're kind of going for the summon strategy. So I would probably go for this Bones Exchange, and then there's nothing that only costs 10 alchemical dust. We would hope that we could find maybe a little bit more somewhere else. That would be the plan anyway. It's a good plan. So we do want to make that decision though, but I think it's going to be the Bones Exchange is probably what we go for next. Let me do this though. Gold is still important. Let's pick up the treasury. We're going to be glad that we got it. We don't have any other troops to purchase right now. Let's grab that and then we'll figure it out from there. And thank you so much for the follow. Pleasure having you here. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a really nice time. I'm having a nice time. I'm failing forward. I'm failing forward in the best way possible. All right, folks, we've already lost 100 skeletons today. Are we going to lose another 100? Let's find out. Victory. Let's fight this fight. Win says that the Sentinels are pretty good, but now with those losses, but not with those losses. Can be converted later to some extra vamps. You know, I never thought about that, but with the Undead Exchanger, I suppose I could turn this Sentinel Glory into a vampire, couldn't I? Maybe that would be better. That's a good point. I never really thought about that. Phil says more focus means more grave robber pets. That's the kind of quality discourse I'm here for. Yeah, I like that. I like that thought process. Thank you. Thank you. I think that we're gonna plan on going in that direction with that. Okay, folks, what do we got to do? We got so many ranged creatures. I wish that I had a Mass Twilight spell. I believe the Twilight is in the Arcane School of Magic. Where is Twilight located? I forget which School of Magic it is, but I do not believe that it is in Nightshade. If it is, then we are going to be golden for these fights in the future because it will prevent all ranged attacks. Right now, I just need to find a way to deal with these creatures. Medusa Queens, Aria Dancers. This is a big fight. Spells are going to make this better. I do suppose it might be worth it to me to do my Advanced Summon Avatar, or rather my Expert Summon Avatar. Get down the battlefield a little bit, summon it, put it right here so that the Medusa both can attack. Yeah, and these Minotaurs are going to have to wait their turn. That'll buy me a little bit of time. I do believe, let's see, counter shot, yeah, sharpshooter, but they do reduce damage in melee. They could use a slither away after they get enough focus points, but in general, I think I'm just gonna park the Sentinels of Glory out of reach of the Minotaur Vanguard. Yeah, like right here. Summon the Avatar and send him down to just sit here, and then just take some retaliations for me. So order of operations is important. This is a 30 magic point spell. You want to cast that first, and then you want to cast like a sleep or something. We'll probably do a sleep over here on the dancers. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that. So let's go to right here. Dread Knights get to take their turn. Summon Avatar. Where do they land? Okay, so they're gonna go for these guys, but after these top two. And then we do want to cast the sleep. 22 spell points. 41 of your dancers are asleep. They're going to be out of commission for 4 turns. Perfect. Let's go down the battlefield. Not in range of these Minotaur Vanguard. 5 speed, 6 speed. I can play with distance here. I can be right here. I'm not anticipating any good morale from these enemies, although Minotaurs, I suppose, they've always got positive morale. I actually do not want to attack here. Yeah, you want to kill one Medusa Queen, sure, but I want this Avatar to last as long as possible. They're not here for the damage. They're here to lock down these 2 enemy forces. They're just going to sit right there. Their job is not to do damage, if that makes sense. Their job is to stay in front of the enemies and keep them from doing what they do best. We're going to wait here. Yep, okay. So that took not 1, but 2 bits of damage. Will we survive? No, we do not survive there. Okay, but we still prevented damage onto the other creatures. And then next turn we can do a sleep on like this stack here at the bottom. So let's kill 1 to 3 of these Medusa Queens. We're gonna take a counter strike. 17 damage there, okay. And I made a mistake, folks. I actually need to bring these grave robbers together. So that way I can get one big dig up bones. That's actually more important to me than anything. You're gonna need to take some damage at some point. Undead pets, you might as well do your damage. Kill 2 to 4. We kill 2. Big retaliation. 10 undead pets goes down. And then the Sentinel does have these abilities. I could do any of these. Grants immunity to magic damage and negative effects until the end of the battle. That sounds weird. Dorot's Way blinks to any hex and deals its basic damage as pure damage. Okay. I'm not going to spend a focus charge there. I'm going to send the Sentinels behind the Medusa. And then, I don't know, I kind of just want to do basic summon Avatar for 10 spell points. Not the 30 spell points, just like the 10 spell points. And then if I cast it right there, then the Minotaur Vanguard can't reach this one Sentinel. I think I'm going to find out very quickly just how good... these Sentinels are. Let's attack here, and then we'll figure it out. The damage is completely inconsequential. Weird. 400 hit points is actually a lot. Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed? So then, rather than do the summon Avatar, I'm just going to assume that I can take the damage from all these creatures, including these Minotaurs. Instead of that, then, let's just do a sleep. Let's do another sleep for 11 spell points. Let's get the biggest stack of Minotaur Vanguards, as opposed to the Infiltrators. Yeah, Infiltrators are good, but I'm not as worried about them. I'm just not. Although, I think I may attack them with my Dread Knights. Yeah, I'm going to get the opportunity to get these Vanguards with my other creatures, but due to initiative and turn order, I think I actually want to attack here rather than there. Plus, I don't lose a Dread Knight in this case. One of these skeletons goes down. Okay, don't love it, don't hate it. I will take the damage. I'll take the heat. I'll take the heat from my whites. Did you notice that they did max damage there? Damage range of 2, killing 2 to 4. They killed 4. That's perfect. Perfect. Looks like the undead pets wandered a little bit too close. They're gonna take a little bit more damage than I wanted. Thank you. That's broken. So the Minotaurs just used their fighting style, the Grand Slam. I don't know why. They were just hitting their own Minotaur queens. Whatever. I'm not here to tell them, never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake, right? I believe that that's the most correct way of saying what I'm trying to say here. Anyway. Then I will do this. We'll just make sure that the archers get to take their turn. They can kill 1 to 3. Yeah, let's work on that stack. 1 to 3. If they just kill 1, okay. And with heroic strikes, we are out of spell points basically, with only 7 left. There's just not much else here. Let's just let the Sentinels take the retaliations wherever we can. Dread Knights are going to finish these creatures off. There's only 15 HP. I don't think I'm going to take 15 HP from one Medusa. Yeah, 7 HP. That's fine. Uh-oh. I am a little bit out of position here, though. We'll go here. Medusa Queens could do their Slither Away. If they Slither Away, I'm going to be a little bit sad. Slither Away doesn't end their turn. It just means that they get to move out of melee range and then do full damage. Thankfully, they did not. They've got to have enough focus points at this point, though. But they just have to. Can't imagine that they don't. Skeletons, I think, are faster than the Grave Robbers. I think that if you're going to cast Summon Bones this fight, you better cast it right now. And then the skeletons should get their turn here. Maybe they can get down the battlefield. Yeah. And then they can get into the face of the dancers. So let's actually wake up the dancers with the sentinels. They're about to wake up anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I just don't want the dancers to step up and attack the Dread Knights. Dread Knights are done for this fight. They have done a great job. We're going to just have them back off. And I'll just let the skeletons take some damage. Perfect. Just fine. 7 to 14. Down to 12. A little bit of retaliation. Acceptable. Okay. And then let's position ourselves for this, not this turn, but next turn. Focus points charges. We're just going to sit right here. I'm going to back off with everybody else. I'm going to back off with everybody else is what I'm trying to say here. 7 spell points left. Heck, I could do an Umbral Grip if I really wanted to. I don't remember. I do have a Magic Well nearby. I guess that doesn't really matter. I will plan on doing that in just a second. I'll plan on using the Magic Well. Sentinel is going to end up breaking this sleep spell. I think that this Vanguard group actually does have a retaliation at the moment, though. Yeah, they've got a retaliation. You can tell because there's like a little glowing thing above the numbers and the hit box marker, hit points marker. 2 to 4. I was talking about maybe backing up with these forces, but now that these guys are going to get their turn, maybe not. Kill 2 there. Lose 14 more whites. And then let's see if they do a double hex attack anywhere. Yep. They went for it. But at least they're attacking the skeletons. That feels fine to me. So long as you're attacking skeletons that were summoned creatures, I'm always going to come out ahead. Okay, so the losses are actually really acceptable. The undead pets, the whites, feel kind of bad about that, but we didn't lose any of the high quality troops. And what was our prize? I kind of forget what we were fighting over. What were we fighting over again? Expert logistics. That's pretty good. Like expert logistics. But I've never really used basic sorcery. Sticky magic, so negative effects are going to last for 1 more turn. Magic arrow, not going to use that much. Raw energy, 10% more magic damage. Piercing spells, offensive spells ignore target magic resistance. High mage, all your schools and magic gain +1 levels. I kind of want to go, I mean, if I go for sorcery, then I can get 10% bonus magic damage and ignore resistances. Then again, expert logistics is super good. Expert logistics is just so good. I don't know. Let me read chat and that'll give me time to think. Okay, so Win says, chat working as strategic advisors. You better believe it. Yeah. This is, you know, a little bit of a group effort, a little bit here. I like it when I get some additional information. That is pretty important to me. So I appreciate the additional information because we are discovering this together. We're discovering this together and that feels great. Let's do more of that. Work. Dusu says the Sentinel is tanky. Yeah, 400 HP. I didn't realize how tanky they were, but that's pretty good. Petro says move the camera to the bottom right. Unfortunately, you're right. I know that you see my face and it's hard to see like the Medusa Queens. Yeah. I don't want to toggle back and forth when it's battle versus the adventure map, but I know what you're saying. I hope with the new UI, when the new UI pops up after they've reworked it for Olden Era, I would like to know the best place to put my camera. I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing that the developers would be wise to consider where a camera should go, if that's the case. But anyway, Win says, unrelated, but the Sentinels are so pretty. Yes. And tanky. Yes. And cute. Yes. What? Cute? Who said that? I don't know. And Silva Belch says sticky magic makes for stickier webs. That's true. It's true. The question at this point is sorcery. I think I want it. Is it better to hope I get it later? I think not. I think you have to take the basic sorcery now just because you don't want to miss out on it later. So folks, we're going to take a Pandora's box here. For the first time in this game, we're going to take a Pandora's box. It's an unpredictable but a great reward. We're going to pick up 5,000 gold. That doesn't feel worth it. I'm happy for it, but that wasn't as good as I hoped for. We have to fight... We have to fight grave robbers for this. We've only got 12 movement points left. I'm going to wait one day to pick up some additional spell points, and then we will fight. And with 3 of these action law points, I'm just going to go for elite grave robbers. I think you've got a good reason to go for Animate Dead. I think that the defense is good. I'm going to go for these elite grave robbers. We're just going to lean into this one strategy. I've got 3 mercury per day. I'm not going to go for mining mercury. Forbidden alchemy, though, your spell upgrades cost -10 alchemical dust. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to be upgrading my spells using alchemical dust, though. Probably not. Animate Dead, yeah, we'll look at that. Let's work on getting into elite liches or the elite dread knights. Maybe bloodthirst. But let's start saving up to one of these 3 cost faction law points, and we will hit end turn for a new day. Good stuff. Cute. Win says cute. I don't know how you spell cute, but that seems good to me. Seems good to me. Alrighty, with 19 spell points, now let's do this. On to a new deal. Losses? How are we gonna lose? We're not gonna lose one of these girls. No. I'm gonna refuse to lose one of these girls. This is a lot of enemies here, but with one web, I think that we're gonna be fine. Gonna last for 7 rounds. This is gonna last for 4 rounds. Yeah, you'd much rather have the web. Okay. Let's get enough focus points so we can let the grave robbers cast a spell here in just a second. In fact, I might even cast Energize first thing in the morning. Just that way I can have a bunch of skeletons get hired. 36, skip. Skip. I'll wait here. Energize for 8. Magic points. I'll get 1 focus charge. I do want to get this leveled up one more time because as you level up Energize, it will restore 2 focus charges. Yeah, and 2 focus charges you can do a lot with. 1 is good, but not the best. So let's just wait one more turn. See what these guys are going to do. I think I took off the artifact that gives me 2 focus point charges. I think I just took that off, fortunately. I think I did. I don't think I have a single artifact on my head at the moment. That's bad. This guy's gonna get to go before my grave robbers. I messed up. I did not need to lose 5 of these guys. Did not. Let's do the long reach attack. Down to 18. Okay. And I will use the Sentinel now because again, they're so tanky. They'll take this retaliation for me. No problems. Dread Knights are gonna get in there, do tons of damage. I will not heroic strike because I want to see what my summons look like. Down to 10, down to 5. Wraiths will clean this up. Not quite. They almost cleaned this up. Skeletons will clean this up. And then let's do the summon skeletons. From 23, that's up to 92. yeah, the summons are just so powerful. Let's get these guys upgraded. And then the question is going to be, do you want to summon wraiths or do you want to summon the undead pets? The undead pets are the tier 3 creature. I don't know exactly why that never would be the correct option. I don't know. But it is going to be a choice that we have to make a decision on. Let's wait for everybody here, including here, 4 to 11. Take a lot of damage in retaliation. I want to see what they do. They move a little bit closer and then they attack. Okay. I will do my long range attack from here. 7 to 9. Do a heroic strike here. Skeleton archers, 15 down to 10. Undead pets. I'm going to forego the undead pets damage so that the dread knights can get in there. They kill pretty much the whole stack. And the sentinels will finish this off. Oh. Very good. Yeah, I did not need to lose 5 grave robbers, but that was an issue. But with this additional 5 that we picked up there, I think it's time to consider. I liked the reasoning we had before, folks. We're gonna do it. We're gonna dismiss the straw hat. We're gonna trade it for alchemical dust. We now have picked up. Oh, it's only 10. You will receive 10 alchemical dust. Oh, I messed up. I misunderstood. So when you are, so to upgrade it, it costs 50 alchemical dust. When you're dismissing it, it's 10. And so, hold on, I did that completely wrong then. If we're looking for 40, that's actually a bunch. Yeah, 40? I don't think I have enough artifacts, even if I wanted to get rid of everything. What does this shoddy shield go for? 10? Okay. What's this thing go for? 10? So really, if I wanted to get rid of all my artifacts, I could get the dust required. Are there any other artifacts nearby? Huh. Not really. Spell scrolls. You could go for a spell scroll. You could disenchant that. Nope. Nope. Maybe we just need to leave our starting biome. Maybe Milossa the Golden is going to give me some additional information. Okay. All right. And Sylv says, I think it's a smaller stack of pets than skeletons. That makes sense. So it does scale not only with the spell power and such, but with some other stuff. That would make sense. I can't tell, folks. Is this... Can I just walk in here? It looks like there's a horse rearing up with like 2 swords that are crossed. I'm guessing that you actually have to deal some damage here. But I can't tell. It looks like this is empty. Does scouting give me anything additional? No, I don't think so. I don't want to fight and then realize I've lost a hero for free. So I'm going to just continue in this way. And I'm not going to go into this city of memories, but I do want to get there as soon as I can. Now that we've picked up this, I think that I'll head in that direction in just a moment or two. Can you get another sentinel? So I got this one from this point of balance. I think that there's another one over here. But yeah, you can only do it. It's only a one-time thing. So it's a creature bank. In the same way that Heroes 3, it's a one-time defeat griffins to get angels. It's a one-time thing. Once you've gotten it, it's done. But like the Bones Exchange here and the Iridescent Abbey, the Crypts and Graves and such, these can be picked up multiple times. They replenish from week to week, but this is a one-time thing. So actually, if I take this City of Memories castle very, very quickly, I can get a 3rd hero, and that 3rd hero can go around and pick up my Crypts and Graves and stuff like that. I kind of want to do that, but there's an opportunity cost. If I go in this direction, then I can't go in this direction. So it's just an opportunity cost. I'm not sure if that's better. What do the PC screens icons in the top right mean in the headphones? So this is me. I'm this player, and then this one is the blue player, orange player, and green player. So I am red. You can see my little bar at the top is red. Blue, enemy player, orange, enemy player, green, enemy player. And then they like go through and they cycle and they take their turns. So if you're playing against another enemy, like a real person, you will see their movement bars is the bottom section there. So you can see I've got like 2/3 of my hero's movement points left. So as I move this hero, you're going to see that bar down there go down. That lets you know that the enemy's actually doing something and they're not just like AFK. So I'm going to accept these losses. Those losses look fine. But yeah, just interesting thing to think about. We're going to fight this fight. It's gold and it's Mercury. Can't be bad. It can be bad. The losses are horrible. Oh my goodness. Skeletons. Okay. These abyssal These arbitrators, I actually really like them. They're like one of my favorite units. I really do enjoy them. I'm going to use an Umbral Grip though. This is going to kill 1 additional force. Let's kill 3 here. Oh, that's beautiful. I will jump right into the face of the Liches with my Sentinel. Oh, good morale. Always accepted, never expected, but always appreciated. Take out the arbitrator there. We'll kill 2 of these ranged enemies. Still figuring out the Schism faction units on site. Concubus. So arbitrators, concubus, cultists, and then Liches are of course the undead. Kill 1 to 2. Yeah, but there's let me show you something in just a second that I'm not still sure about, because I'm still figuring stuff out about the game. I'll show you in just a second one of the things I'm still working at. 12 undead pets goes down. My goodness. Leave them alone. I really do like this one really tanky unit with 400 HP. Like, Sentinels do feel good that I know that I can attack with them and I'm not going to lose them on the retaliation. Even if it's just this one Sentinel, that does feel rather nice. I'm going to try and defeat these guys without putting the undead pets in harm's way. Okay. Alrighty. But I'm not too sure about 2,000 gold, 6 mercury. I'm not too sure about these right here. So this little crown thing and then this little Thieves Guild thing. I wonder if these are specifically related to other factions. I have seen these be lit up before, but I never clicked on them. So I'm not too sure what this is. I'm not too sure what this is. There's no tooltips. I can't right click to figure out what something is. In the future, I'm sure that they will have that. But for now, I just don't know. Okay. This is an artifact. This is an artifact. If I can defeat these concubus and these shelves, then I can maybe get enough alchemical dust to trade. I do want to do that. Let's move in this direction, folks. We'll take an easy battle here. We'll destroy the troglodytes. I'm not losing a Dread Knight. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. I refuse. What if the enemy comes back and they try to attack me? I need a response. I need something I can do to say, hey, stop it. Don't be like that. Did you know that enemies cannot kill you without your consent? It's true. All you have to do is say, in a firm voice, stop. And then they are obligated to stop. As we mentioned with, it's the law to be lucky for our faction. Likewise, it is the law that they no longer attack you. You just have to be very firm with it. Okay. I think I just defend. I want to attack here. I will lose a Dread Knight on this retaliation. I'm just going to defend. I will attack with my 400 hit point Sentinel of Glory. Please don't die. Okay, all right. I'm still figuring out the relative strength one to another, just of like how good some of these units are. It feels really good to know that, oh, jeez. Like I said, I'm still figuring out their values and how good these creatures are. Oh, that's right, you have multiple retaliations. I forgot about that. So they're alert. So these toxic troglodytes, they actually counterattack twice in one round. Whoops, my bad. Well, it did cost us a Dread Knight. I thought that we could actually avoid that. I guess the answer is no. And in fact, it might cost me another Sentinel. It does not. The AI fought this fight better than I did. The AI fought this fight better than I did. Like, that might be one of the first times that that's happened. The AI fought this fight better. Because, yeah, I lost a Dread Knight with the AI, but I also lost these 8 creatures here. That's crazy. Did not expect that. I don't know what I did differently. I don't want to say what I did wrong, but I definitely did something not the way that they did. Not the way they did it. I do want to fight these Astringers. I do feel like if I wait one day, I'll have enough spell points, but really, this is the fight you want to save your spell points for. Tell you what, let's just accept some possible losses in a second. We'll do a couple of Vagabond Dread Knights. 59, that's so many. Can we do any better? We don't have enough spell points. Can I get good morale? It's possible. It's possible for me to get good morale. I don't have haste. I don't have enough spell points for haste. I guess I could Umbral Grip you. I just don't want to lose that many skeletons. It's possible I get good morale. Nope. Alright. Alright. I tried my best. In this case, then, I'm really trying to save these umbral grips for the future fight. I think I just have to accept losing some skeletons. Yeah, I just have to accept losing some skeletons. Did I not see a nearby magic well? I don't think I did. There's so much. Yeah, I think I just missed out on that. I don't know what happened. But somewhere along the way, I just didn't get the opportunity, I guess. Oh, okay. Well, 1 stack here, 2 stacks here. I don't know if I'm gonna lose 1 Dread Knight from this enemy group here. I split off the single stack because I wanted to be able to charge down the battlefield in case they spread their armies way too much. They ended up not doing that. And so now it feels bad because I lost the damage from that one creature just a moment ago. If I don't attack, these creatures are probably not going to attack the Sentinels or the Dread Knights. They're probably going to attack here or here. Yeah, they do. So in my haste to get down the battlefield, I actually cost myself some additional troops. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yet again, I forget, did I fight this fight worse? That's the question. And that's the thing that bothers me. Because if I could have fought the fight better, I want to know. And I still feel like there's a little bit too much I'm doing early on where I'm just not sure. And you don't know what you don't know. So I don't know how I could have improved, but I feel like I should have been able to improve. If the AI thinks I could have fought the fight better, I feel like I have to take them at their word. I feel like I simply must. Okay. But more Stringers. They do their special little twirl of their crossbow. We do get out of the fight, but now the losses for the Whites and for the Skeletons just feel really bad. Really bad. Expert Logistics, we will go for town. Grants a new global map spell. It teleports the hero to the nearest city they control. Oh, it's the nearest city. I thought it's not like Town Gate or Town Portal that you get to choose. I'm gonna go with Leaps and Bounds. That movement point actually does add up a bunch. And folks, we have a choice between basic battlecraft, where our weights and our skips are gonna allow us to do additional damage or defense. Preemptive strikes. Focus charges at the beginning of the battle. I would actually really enjoy having an additional focus charge at the beginning of each battle. That would actually be useful. Then again, we talked about the value of this advanced sorcery. Extra 10% magic damage. Oh, but that's magic damage. We've been using the Umbral Grip. I don't know if that would really count in that regard. I don't want this basic battlecraft. What else am I missing? Folks, what secondary skills am I missing? Let me know. Win says, so are there going to be actual UI changes? I'm personally quite pleased with it, but there has been much discord about it, or discourse in the community. I have heard for sure that there is going to be changes. I don't know what those changes are going to be. I don't know. I mean, okay. If everything is littered around the edge, you have more effective viewing space for your forces. I'm going to take basic battlecraft. Like, you have more space you can see in this map, right? Because these are fairly unobtrusive. After you play long enough, the UI doesn't bother me. Like, I know where everything's at, it feels fine, I know where to go. But there's also issues with the idea of it feels like a mobile game. I think that is a turnoff to so many different people, and why you can't change the actual art style that many people are complaining about. I wonder if you change the UI, if that will actually remove that concern from a lot of players. I feel like it will, actually. I feel like it will. So I will be excited to see what they consider doing. I'm just not too sure. But they are reworking it in some regard. I think for sure I think that this needs a rework. It's just not correct. I don't know how it's not correct. Like, there's a lot of different buildings. How do you convey this level of information all in one screen? Like, this is probably the best way to do it. But this, I feel like, needs a rework somehow. I just really dislike this. This feels fine for the recruit heroes. I really actually like this page. I prefer to recruit, or rather, I prefer to recruit heroes here, but I really like the upgrade page. I like this page a lot. Hire heroes, this is perfectly fine. This is great, actually. Exchange resources, this works great. Exchange artifacts, I don't use that much, but then the unique building for the undead changer. All right. But yeah, I feel like if you adjust the UI, that a lot of those people that dislike the art style, or they say they dislike the art style, I feel like they're going to be like, oh, that was actually the problem. We'll see. Win says, I don't think the AI actually auto-combats, so I wouldn't trust it. Okay, I appreciate that. I've been in situations that prove it just does some surface level calculations at this point instead of fully simulating fights. Will probably change in the future though. Yeah. I know that the AI does tend to do much better if you are on easy difficulty as opposed to apocalyptic. It tends to, on apocalyptic difficulty, assume that you suck a little bit more than you actually do. It's true. It's true. And there's no nice way of saying it. It's just the way it is. Okay. Am I able to finally pick up... I'm going to need wood for the Timeless Mansion. Well of Souls is actually really nice. But you really got to get to the Chateau of Feasts. I just got to get the liches, and then I'm actually able to get the chateau. So I'm going to save resources. I'm not going to pick up the kennel in my second castle. Not at the moment. I wouldn't be getting as many anyway because I don't have the castle walls. So I'm just going to hit intern for now. I do have 3 faction law points. I should probably spend those. Oops, my bad. Sylves. Oh no, Milossa the Golden, what have you done? Let's battle. It's like a Pokemon battle. Let's battle. It's going to be... Carl? I forget this guy's name. Kel Ghoul. This is Kel Ghoul. He is the Death Knight specialist. So they just hired this hero, and then they just sent him out to do damage to me, which feels pretty bad. I do have some spells, though. Umbral Grip. It's not going to kill 1 additional force, but... I can't Crystal Crown myself in. I could web him. How many spell points do I have? I have 50. If I web and then I just Umbral Grip forever and ever, if he doesn't have any offensive spells, I think I might be able to win. Jeez. Even with the web spell, he's so fast. I don't think that actually bought me any time. Nope, that didn't buy me any time. Should have just taken the Umbral. Whoops, my bad. But Sylv says, I wish there was an obvious sign that a place had been visited already without having to mouse over everything again and again and again. Let me share you my idea on that, because I think that you're completely right, and I would agree. And Win says, I've seen it said before, I should take no losses, but then I get a Dragon Breath in turn 1, or when fighting liches, and having them have so much initiative and wrecking my units. Yeah, so the auto combat said no losses, but the plane calculations are confusing. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense to me. And so, especially on difficulty changes, I think that there's a big difference there. Folks, let's go grab this. So, Phil, your point was, I wish that you didn't have to mouse over everything. You have this alt ability that highlights stuff. I want alt to have 3 colors, yellow, red, and green. And so, for example, if something has something I should interact with, like skeletons, 30 skeletons in here in this crypts and graves, when I highlight this, I want it to show up as green. When this point of balance, which has already been visited, when I do this, I want it to show up as red, right? And if there's something that I just haven't interacted with ever before, I want it to be yellow. That's what I want. That's what I want. And then it's up to me to remember, oh yes, I have already interacted with this, or no, I haven't interacted with this, but that gives me a much better screenshot, because right now it's like, should I pick this up or not? And I have to read the little tiny text. You agree with that? Yes? Okay. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. You'd have to ask the developers what they think about it, but I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. But I'm not a game developer, so what do I know? What do I know? We're going to destroy these forces here. Losses do not look acceptable. One umbral is actually going to go a long way. Here. But I mean, this is like the time and the point and the purpose for all of this, though, right? Like, this is why we have access to the demo, so we can give a little bit of feedback. We can enjoy it a little bit more. You know, we also get to learn a bit. Oops, I wandered way too close there. So we're going to lose undead pets. Because I'm silly. I was too fast for my own good. 19, we're going to lose 5 undead pets that were unnecessary to lose. Darn. Full damage here. Here. And at this point, folks, so we've been recording for 3.5 hours. Even though we took a 5-minute break once already, I can't think of a single thing I can do for 3 hours at a time. there comes a point where you just get tired. I think that fatigue is officially starting to catch up to me. And so on the one hand, I want to finish this and I want to keep playing. On the other hand, I don't know if I'm actually doing myself any service. Like, there's some very important questions coming up here. Kelgul is, I mean, he's 1 day away from my main castle. Like, I need to hire another hero here. It'll be Ethric, because sure, why not? With the liches, sure, why not? What time is it? It's almost 2. It's almost 2. Oh, Win says, I can sleep for about 8 hours. Beat that. I wish I could. As these bags under my eyes get deeper and more pronounced. Oh, trust me, I wish I could. But I think that we might be coming up to, it'll either be another break or we might need to just take a moment. I'm not too sure. Dread Knights or Liches? We've had more Dread Knights. I kind of like Liches better though. Okay, Dread Knights growth in your cities increased by 1. Their max damage increases by 6. That feels good. Liches growth increases, they restore HP. So it's +1 either way. I guess it just depends on whether you feel like the Dread Knights are better or not. And I suppose it also depends on whether or not you think that you're going to be able to get 75 alchemical dust or 50. I think 50 is actually much more obtainable. But then again, like Avatars of War and Hollow Reapers are such good units. Better, I think, than, well, I don't know. I don't know if the Lich upgrades are better or worse. Sanguine or Pestilent Liches, I don't know if those are better or not. It's tough to say. But I do want to make an improvement here for one of them. Vampirism of friendly creatures increases by 25%. That's just lifesteal, right? Probably does not replenish forces, does not bring them back to the battlefield. I'm going to go for Dread Knights because they're in the field right now. They're going to benefit from that the most. But then Ethric, I mean, I think Ethric ought to fight this fight. So Ethric's got some nice spells. He's a spellcaster anyway. 4 spell power, 4 knowledge rather. I think I've even got the movement points to go there and then attack him. Okay, let's do some single stacks. Like so. Keep the liches alive and happy. And it says we win. I agree that we're going to win. We're going to use this force to take this castle. Let's fight this fight even better. Win says, I've got a friend who's professionally trained as a voice actor and they can do 6 hours. I think you could probably find ways to push it to 4, but I think 3 is fine. The longest plays I've done for Heroes 2 are about 8 hours. After 8 hours, I am completely useless. Like, I need a break. I'm just tired. And so when we're playing Heroes 2, I can definitely go longer than I can here. If for no other reason, then when it comes right down to it, I can just handle it better because I'm not thinking as hard. It's less about the thinking and it's more about just the doing with Heroes 2 because so much of it is second nature. Yeah, it's so much more of it is just second nature. Okay, but here, yeah, with Olden Era, I'm actually using a lot of brain power. We're gonna lose 20 skeletons. No, not even the whole stack, just a couple. Perfect. We will wait. Full damage. Very good. And let's do this single stack right here. They will attack. We'll take the retaliation, and then we should be able to sort of overwhelm this guy. Yeah, good. Skeletons are going to be a little bit far away. The AI thought we were going to lose this fight way worse than this, but nope. I don't think so. Do you want to step to here? And do 11 liches carry this fight? I don't think that they do, so let's just do the Umbral Grip real quick. 3 to 6. I'll back off. Keep the stacks alive wherever you can. 16, 24. Very good. One more skeleton goes down. Defend, defend. 4 to 7. And this will take us out of this fight. Cool. But Win says, yeah, but I wouldn't push yourself too much. You'd have to approach it like I approach running. Build the stamina slowly. This is, of course, if you want to do longer streams, as opposed to feeling some obligation to your community. There's definitely a lot of this that's obligation. Like I enjoy the game, and I want you all to enjoy the game too. Like I'm grateful that people show up. Hey, I'm grateful I get to spend the time with everybody here. And so a lot of people, they say, look, I can't make it right at 11 o'clock when I start streaming. And so, you know, if you need to show up late, I want to give you as much time to show up as possible. It's part of the reason why I really appreciate YouTube much more than I appreciate Twitch, because the Twitch VOD, I don't think that you get as much value out of a Twitch VOD as I do on YouTube. YouTube, watch it at your leisure, spend the time there. But for me, I just want people to have a nice time. Did we pick up we got Gate of Light. Shadow Flight, Ground Sight, Second Wind. Bulwark is back, and he's actually way tougher than he was before. He's way tougher than he was before. Yeah, we might not even have a choice. This might be the end of the playthrough. I think we can get back. I think we can get back. Ethric's only a level 1 hero. I'm going to attack with Ethric just so I can see what this guy's got. Let's battle and see what's up. I guess the best things come out of compromise. That's for sure. That's a good way of putting it. That's a great way of putting it. Okay, folks. Bulwark has 11 attack, 8 spell power, 10 defense, 94 spell points. He's got 30 liches, 50 of the grave robbers, about 424 skeleton warriors. They're not skeleton archers, but skeleton warriors. 16 of these, are these noble cavalry? No, they're just regular cavalry. 150 of the barkeests. Ooh. Ooh. And then 7 vampires. Okay, all right, let's do the best we can. 80 pure damage, 105 damage. If I can take out any amount of these liches, I'll be happy. They got 52 hit points. 52 hit points, so this ice bolt will actually kill 2. It'll kill 1. Look, it's going to reduce the damage. She's got some level of magical resistance. That's interesting. I can do the umbral grip. It'll do 80 points of damage. What's the difficulty we're playing on? This is on apocalyptic. So this is, what is this? Are we doing 4 square? Fair and square. We're doing fair and square on apocalyptic. And so here at week 3, like this is about where the enemy hit me at in the previous playthrough with dungeon. I think we've done a better job with economy this game than we did last game, but clearly we're still struggling to get the forces up. If we're going to win this game, we're going to need to defend in the castle one time. Chaplain, by the way, Chaplain 99 or 91, thank you for being here. Pleasure to have you. I think we could still potentially win this scenario, but we have to fight in the castle, and we have to do a really nice job with that. So we will see how that goes. We'll do one of these liches here. I'm just going to defend. I'm just going to try and get one more round of spell casting off. I don't think I'm going to get it. I think we'll die here, 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 and here before we get another chance. Yeah. Okay. Should just run. And actually, if I had run, that would have been even better. Actually, no, it would not have been even better. It would have been better because we would have prevented handing over some experience. But did you notice that they cast a spell? So now they went from like 94 spell points down to 80 something. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Oh no, we can't reach. What do we do, folks? Let's use all of our spells. Let's do Shadow Flight is 18. Gate of Light's pretty good. Second Wind. Okay. Okay. I think that with Shadow Flight, I might be able to reach. Then again, with Shadow Flight, I think that you lose the road bonus. So let's try this. Let's go Gate of Light from here to there. That'll take us to here. Is that enough? Okay, and that'll let us reach. Whew. Whew. And just barely, that was enough to reach. If we had some issues, we still had ourselves the what do you call it? Second Wind. We could have done Second Wind, but all the same. We did get back, which was the goal. We don't have any additional forces here, though. It's day 5. We just kind of have to hold out with what we have here. We did lose a lot of forces for this point of balance. We lost a lot of forces coming on down here. I don't think that we have a lot of options. We could make a new purchase here if I sacrifice some artifacts. 10, 10, 10, and 10, I think is what it was. I would give up the 1 spell power and maybe the straw hat. for 20. That'll get me into Wraiths. 46 Wraiths, that doesn't feel that good. Really, I want the Bones Exchange. These 32 Gravediggers. Turning them into Merchants of Death. I don't know. I'm not going to panic. We're not going to panic. Don't panic. Nobody panic. We're going to keep our forces in the rear for the moment. We've got all the purchases we can. I'm not going to sell out. I'm not going to sell all my artifacts just to get 32 of these grave robbers upgraded. I don't think it's worth the stats, and something better might come up later. So let's just hold on to this. We've got plenty of spell points. If they do attack us, I think we win. If they don't attack us, I think that the game goes on, and that's just fine. Let's hit end turn and let's see what happens. Okay. But Win says, yeah, I think we got outscaled. I guess we're going to have to ask ourselves at the end, did we do better? I mean, we got outscaled again, potentially. I mean, we're still going to fight this fight. We're still going to fight this fight. Look at the losses, though. Look at the losses. I think that the AI does a not a very good job of dealing with the castle walls. And remember, this, I think we're going to win this fight. With the spells we have, I think we can do even better. But Chaplain, you've been playing on regular so far. On apocalyptic difficulty, I do just fine in single hero mode, but in this fair and square format, I am struggling, which is good. I appreciate that I'm struggling. I prefer to struggle than not. So it's not so easy, and that feels pretty good, right? Still don't know how the AI gets so many units. They cheat. I don't know how they get so many units. I do imagine that we start off with 2,500 gold on apocalyptic difficulty. I imagine that they start off with plenty of gold and plenty of resources. If you have a really good, nice, solid week one, I'm sure that they just do much better, especially with these undead forces, necromancy, and so on and so forth. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing anyway. But I do think we have a chance to kill. We are pretty low on troops, but I think we got a chance here. I think we have a chance here. Win says it does not matter if we beat them. It matters if we hurt them. We will do that too. Petro says reinforcement spell. Hey, you said that like an hour ago. I don't know if I had any other forces in my other castle. Oh, you're right though. Yeah, the reinforcement spell. And that's through the recruitment spell or the recruitment secondary skill. I think the recruitment actually is better than I've given it credit for. I think that you're right. Win says, I think that the AI must have some serious bonuses to get to 200 ghosts, 400 skellies by week 3. I think you're right. I think you're right. And yeah, we will just have to see how this goes. Playing against Necromancy, 50 Dread Knights week 3, 2 stacks, no idea how they got them. Unfair and square. Unfair and square indeed. I will separate my ranged forces. I don't want AoE damaging strikes to hit me too hard. Turn order, these guys are going to go last. Undead pets can get out, they can get out, they can get out. Okay. So let's do it like that, actually. We'll start the battle. Okay. And I think that indicates to me that they immediately busted right through the castle walls. That was crazy. Jeez. Oh, that's not good. Okay. 870 damage. Who do we want to do 870 damage to? Well, it doesn't give me the numbers here. I think that the liches, like, yeah, you want to deal with them, but I think that the vampires are going to be a problem quicker than the liches are going to be. And I'm guessing that due to like the defense, 27 defense here, 18 defense here, I'm guessing it's better to use the tower salvo against these guys. It was only, it says 870 here. Hold on. 870 here, but then he only took how much? 248? If you have Siegecraft, do you take reduced damage in these cases? You must. That's the only thing I can think of. You must. Huh. Okay. All right. Good information. I've got some doors. I can put some doors up in front of me. I cannot put troops to sleep. Although if I did put this enemy to sleep, that would make it a little bit difficult for the enemies to get around. Okay. For damage, I've got my expert summon avatar. I've got 260 pure damage at a time. I could web. I still can't sleep. Unnatural Calm. All enemies deal negative 25% damage with basic attacks. I think that Unnatural Calm at this point is just too good. I think it's just too good. But knowing order of operations, I think that we'll do Summon Avatar first, because it's 30 spell points. Then we'll do a natural calm, because it'll be 10. So the enemies are doing reduced damage immediately. Okay, great. If I go and if I stand in the doorway here, these cavalries will be able to attack me. I think I cast this avatar because I want the avatar to kind of stand in the doorway. I want them to do that job. I will assume I'm not going to take major AoE damage for a second. I'm going to wait once. Okay, Wraiths are going to get over the wall first thing tomorrow. A little bit of damage here. Okay. I don't really know how that works. I'm not sure why the tower keeps attacking them as they walk through. Okay, but if I step here, then the gate is shut. I don't have to attack. I just have to step here, and then they have to hope that they can break the wall down somewhere else. That feels worthwhile to me. These phantasms are probably going to attack skeletons. I don't want them to attack liches. We'll just step up for a moment. Undead pets, we'll just wait for a moment. Let's do turret salvo. Yeah, 41 damage. My word. Maybe it is based off the defense of the creature. So it was 41 damage to these vampires. I do want to finish them off, but I also want to try this lich. Yeah, it's 41 damage regardless. It must be like a Siegecraft special ability or like an artifact. The problem is I don't know all the artifacts in the game, and that does present some problems. Okay. Well, especially if you're going to rewind time that often. We got Battlecraft, so we're just going to defend for the moment. 4 to 6. We kill 4. Definitely want enough focus points so we can get a Dig Up Bones summon. I want the fight to go longer. The longer the fight goes, the better off it'll be for me, because then I can have the turret shots do additional damage. Oof. Okay. 36 skeletons goes down. So the vampires are kind of tanky, but they're not doing that much. Oh. Apparently they destroyed this bottom wall section, and now... Okay, all right, so they could actually get in. They couldn't get in the whole time. They had to destroy that bottom section. I guess with Siegecraft, you probably get to choose... I guess you get to choose where you attack and how well you attack. I imagine that that's the case anyway. With only 18 of these Grave Robbers left, I almost wonder if the Heroic Strike is going to be better. 88 points damage. No, I think you still want the summon. Don't use that. Do not use that. There's a free enemy right there. Can't get over there. Wraiths take their turn and they do massive damage to the skeleton stack. Goodness gracious. Okay. Well, now you do the Heroic Strike because there's nothing left. And this, I mean, I guess this avatar can just do his best to get into the way. Man, they nerfed the avatar so much. This avatar used to be amazing, and then they've hotfixed it, and so I'm expecting it to do like massive amounts of damage. And it's just not. Even with 10 spell power, yeah, because it should scale off of your knowledge and your spell power. But it's just not. Yeah, these are just overwhelming forces a little bit, aren't they? Like, how do you deal with the skeletons alone? Tough to say. Say. Okay. Well, let's fight to the very bitter end, folks. To the bitter end. We've already done the unnatural calm. Umbral Grip. 32. You do want to cast on the Vampire Lords because it'll also take 1 off the top stack. That is still the best thing for us there. 202 skeletons. I think I'd prefer to actually try and defeat phantasms. 1134, we kill 15. They get a fall stack, much higher numbers after that. Goodness. If I rewind life here, I'm not sure how many of these I'll raise, but then they do come back and, oh, we don't have enough to do a Dig Up Bones. Okay. I thought maybe I would have enough to do the Dig Up Bones. I guess not. Yeah, Siegecraft is really good, I guess. Oof. Okay, and the big skeleton stack has actually been really nice because it was like 300 skeletons. They've actually taken a bunch of damage in this fight. They really have. You gotta kill liches. I mean, there's so many forces you gotta kill. Yeah, there's too many enemies to try and deal with. Go here. And my Sentinel is doing the best that they can, but I just don't think that they got it. Unnatural Calm, is it still impacting the enemies? Yeah, it's going to impact them for another 6 turns. Okay. If we win this... 3 cavalry. Okay. Okay. Now, again, we're gonna fight this down to the bitter end. With the 48 spell points left, I don't really see a long-term solution for me, and especially because I don't have upgrades. If some of these creatures were upgraded, I think that we'd have a much better chance. But because we just don't have them upgraded, we lose out on a lot of stats and special abilities. Oh, not to mention 400 skeletons just walked right through me. Oof. Oof. Okay. Go here. These undead pets, these barkeys, they're gonna unload in just a second. Oh my goodness. As soon as I get a little bit of a chance. Was there a spell that would have been better for me? Sleep wouldn't have worked. Web could have kept them out a little bit longer. Crystal Crown could have been used to like patch up the holes in the walls, but they would have just attacked them and then continued on. So not so much. I spent a lot of resources getting some additional spells I thought would be very, very useful. Maybe if I'd saved the resources, I could have gotten like a 3rd level mage guild. Maybe a 3rd level mage guild. Actually, I probably should have gotten a 3rd level mage guild. Probably should have done that. Probably should have gotten a 3rd level mage guild. Okay. Because who even knows what other spells would have been useful? We start off, Shadespinner Oona starts off with the sleep spell, but a 3rd level group of spells could have actually been very effective for us. I'm guessing anyway. Okay. This 48 spell points left. I mean, what do? You kind of got to save a little bit. Down to 8. We'll dig up some bones. 24 skeletons. Nice. That's going to win you the game. And they're gone. Get out of here. All right, it's over. I concede. It's over. You know it's bad when I'm starting to ask myself like what I should have done differently. It sure doesn't help that Bulwark does a really nice job scaling against damage. Maybe, hold on, maybe Bulwark's troops are taking so much reduced damage because of his special ability. No, but that's from basic attacks. Do tower salvos count as basic attacks? They couldn't possibly, could they? Like, they couldn't possibly. They could. Okay, let's try to use some Heroes 2 tactics. We're gonna send my Sentinel of Glory, my high hit point creature. We're just gonna send them away. We're just gonna try to keep them alive. We're gonna try and fly away, let the turrets do damage. We're gonna let these forces in the middle just die. And then maybe if we're fast enough, we can fly from one side of the battlefield to the other. I doubt that'll work, but it's at least worth a shot. We'll do an Umbral Grip. Here. Down to 6. At least if I can get rid of the liches, then I'll feel a little bit better about my life choices. They bring back 7 of their undead pets. Okay. And then we'll just try and keep these forces alive. We'll back up. 43 spell points. Okay. Alrighty. And I don't think that you're going to do 400 points of damage there. Yeah, no, they don't. They do get the good morale, so they get another shot at me. Let's do full damage here. And here. Because these guys, they're barely not going to be able to reach, but they're going to be fairly close. Oh, holy cow, the Phantasms. Look how fast you are. Are you hasted? They're hasted. I didn't realize that they got hasted, but now if I attack here, the phantasms can reach anywhere on the battlefield. I got my one remaining sentinel. They're about to get absolutely obliterated. Folks, this is the end. This is the end. Maybe not. 2 HP. 2 HP. But are we happy with how we did? Not really. Not really. Not really. Well, there's nothing for it. We just have to be better. We just have to get better. That's all there is to it. Because I have no doubt that we can get better. I remember I gave some feedback to the Unfrozen devs. It would have been like, you know, probably like a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago. And Dennis from Unfrozen, the CEO, he asked me on the Discord, he was like, I'm interested in your thoughts about the battlefield, because I don't know, I guess I play a lot of heroes too, and they're trying to accommodate all the different heroes games, right? And you know, I feel like my response to him saying that I feel like I'm playing the adventure map more than I'm playing the opponent, I think he heard that, and I think that then they decided to buff the difficulty. So maybe I should have been like, oh man, the difficulty's too hard anyway. No. This is a good challenge, and especially on this 4 square or fair and square template, I'm excited to see not if but when we defeat the enemies. But for now, folks, that's pretty much the end. They have taken our main castle. We have no main heroes. I'm going to hit end turn 1 time. I anticipate that he's going to go right down the road and end my suffering, end my pain. Let's see it. Yep. There you go. And there's nothing else for it. So, folks, we have suffered a bitter defeat, and there is no recourse. I am defeated, and yet I am unbroken. Defeated, but unbroken. Good stuff. Good stuff. All righty. Let's get caught up on chat. So, yeah, but Patra, you can buy troops from the dwellings with the spell. Oh, so that's that recruitment spell. Yeah, okay. But that's the reinforcement spell that allows you to, let's see, we had a crypt here, we had a couple of different opportunities. If you can get the additional dwellings, maybe I'm not focusing on the right things. Maybe I need to focus more on picking up dwellings. It just feels like in this case, like Iriad dancers are a little bit too much to deal with just for some undead pets. Like that feels like too big of a fight early on. These Sentinels of Glory, I mean, that was too big of a fight. There was Wraiths guarding one of the crypts. There was Gnats and Locusts guarding one of the crypts. So the tier 1 dwellings were pretty easy to get, but these tier 2 and tier 3 dwellings, I mean, lest we forget, guarding the Bones Exchange on the map just south of our starting castle, it was a fearsome fighting force. It had multiple Iriad dancers, it had the 2 stacks of the Medusa Queens, it had the 2 stacks of the Minotaur Vanguards. Like, for a tier 4 dwelling, that was a lot. So yeah, maybe we need to focus more on these external dwellings. Maybe I just need to pick my fights better? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe rather than stay in the starting biome, maybe the goal should be to leave your starting biome as quickly as possible and find more opportunities on the adventure map. Like find more Pandora's boxes and such. When the enemy comes at me with 18 cavalries, you know that they picked those up from a box. And so my one Pandora's box was 5,000 gold. That's not that good, right? But we should have done maybe a bit more, maybe a bit better. How about that? Yeah, so we should have done that. And when, yeah, Bulwark, defensive specialist, yeah, so my forces were doing a lot of reduced damage against him. Late game, that guy's an absolute monster. Great hero. Good stuff. Yeah, and Dark, we did lose this one, of course, but I'm glad that we did our best. As Wynn says, glad that we will hurt them, that we did hurt them. Overtuned nerfs, I don't know about that. Yeah, I do feel like the value of the summon avatar spell, we did bring that down. Like that's clearly been brought down, which I actually think is good because I think it was in an unhealthy place before. Similarly though, like maybe the castle walls, maybe they've hot fixed that, maybe they've nerfed that and I just wasn't aware of it. Maybe the tooltip was broken. Maybe it was the old tooltip for the new system in play. Maybe that's why the enemies were taking so much reduced damage. Or then again, maybe in Siegecraft there's a subskill that makes it so you take reduced damage from turrets. I'm guessing that that's what it is. And Win says you might have to do some cheese stuff and to let the AI take out each other in the scenario at this difficulty, and then just avoid them until you can. Yeah, yeah. I mean, how far did we get? Month 1, week 3, day 6. So we didn't even get 4 weeks into it. We didn't even get 1 month out of it. They got those levels of forces. I feel like the most consistent way to beat this scenario is going to be to let them come to you, and then with the aid of your castle, then you're able to defeat them. You're able to overwhelm them. Maybe Siegecraft is an S tier secondary skill and I just don't realize it. Maybe I need to invest in that a bit more. On apocalyptic difficulty, you have to play differently. Let me ask you folks, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing that you have to play differently, different strategies, depending on your difficulty? Maybe Siegecraft on normal difficulty is not that good. Maybe on apocalyptic difficulty is way better. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? It's a good question. It's a good question. And Sylv says you have such a good approach and attitude to things. Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. Yeah, like we lose, like people lose, right? You know, losing totally happens, but yeah, if we can figure out like where we could improve or do better, it's kind of like a puzzle. It's not like it's the end of the game puzzle, you know, and puzzle's over, right? It's more like, hey, we lost. How do we figure out this puzzle for next time? That's my goal anyway. But this was still a fun playthrough. I really had a lot of fun. Hopefully when you talk about good attitude, like this was fun for me. So I've enjoyed this. Win says that those Sentinels have some neat abilities too that might keep them in the game for some time longer. I didn't even see that. I wasn't even really thinking about their special abilities. Probably I should have. When it was just the one. Yeah, when it was just the one. They've got the ability that makes them immune to magic. They've got the ability that makes them do double damage and take some additional damage. They had some abilities, didn't they? In that case, it was overwhelming odds, but still, I should have looked to use that a bit more. But Win used Pandora boxes and Snowball with units from the creature banks. I think so. Although like Ajibis Cross is built more for that sort of strategy, I wonder if Fair and Square is built for that or if it's built for something different. I don't know the answer. But I will tell you that I think next time we play, we need to play Fair and Square on normal difficulty or like +1, just so we can see how it plays differently on different difficulties. Because this is all just science. We're just doing science right now. We're doing science. We're testing things out. We're seeing what works. We're seeing what doesn't work. And I kind of wonder how differently the game plays at lower difficulties. That'll give me a lot of good information to figure out where the opportunities for apocalyptic difficulty are in comparison to a normal difficulty playthrough. I think it's nice, but it might be bad if you end up having to cheese everything at higher difficulties. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I would definitely rather that they err on the side of making it very, very difficult, because we as humans are very good at eventually figuring stuff out. Like, the human spirit is unbroken. Our tenacity will never be quenched. And so eventually we will figure it out. So I'm glad that they will err on the side of more difficulty. I'll be excited to see. In fact, maybe I haven't watched other people play Olden Era much, in large part because I've wanted to make sure that my thoughts are fairly unfiltered. I don't want to just take on somebody else's opinions, because we're all trying to figure it out right now, right? Maybe I should watch somebody else and just see how they play this template, just to get some ideas. I don't know. We'll see. And then scale it up slowly. Yeah. Would have been nice if we had more resources, maybe to scale this other castle a bit more. That could have been very useful. Okay, well, folks, that's it. The game. But I had fun. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully it was a good time for you. I think that was a good time for me. So, and I appreciate everybody who's here on Twitch, and I appreciate everybody that will catch us on YouTube later. Really, truly, as always, the pleasure is always mine. Thank you very, very much.